Chapter 2881 Hands-on Zeon Legendary Creatures. Legendary Ancient City. Yi Tian brought the corpse of the top legendary creature Linlong, and then slowly refined the top legendary blood by himself. With the passage of time, the top-level legendary blood was stripped from Linlong's body, gradually condensing a top-level legendary blood. The top-level legendary blood is golden blood. It flows from the third sequence to the Tao rule inside. It is a seamless body, exuding a terrifying atmosphere. You can also vaguely see the phantom of a Linlong. This is the top legendary blood. Yi Tian sealed it layer by layer, and then put it away. Although the top-level legendary blood is very precious, it is definitely not enough to exchange for a second-order Supreme Law item. Even low-quality second-order Supreme Law items are almost all in the hands of those powerful elders. In their hands, even in the hands of the elders. He wants to trade with them, but is not qualified yet. Unless I can obtain a copy of Zeon legendary blood. Yi Tian thought to himself. But the strength of a legendary creature with Zeon legendary blood is really terrifying. If he copies his body together, he is not an opponent, but will be killed by the opponent instead. And according to his understanding, there are only 6 legendary creatures with Zeon legendary blood in the legendary world. Therefore, even if he sweeps the legendary world, he can only get 6 copies of Zeon legendary blood. First of all, he has to prepare at least 2 copies of Zeon legendary blood, one for himself and one for his son. As for other family members who are not on the path of Zeon to Tao, the top-level legendary blood is enough. It's not enough for me to kill a legendary creature with Zeon legendary blood. I have to let 2 Zeon legendary creatures fight each other. Only after they are seriously injured can I hope to kill them. Yi Tian thought to himself. Subsequently, he started researching and selected 2 creatures with the strongest legendary level. 1000 Blood Golden Ape, 8-Winged Cicada. These 2 legendary creatures have the most powerful legendary blood, and no one dared to provoke them for a long time. According to Yi Tian's understanding, the last time a creature with the strongest legendary level in the legendary world was killed was before the 300 million Supreme Tao era. It is said that in that battle, 600 void demons of the 9 layers of Supreme Tao alone fell. Is it because the Supreme Tao Void Demon mobilized thousands of 9-layered Supreme Tao Void Demons from the outside world to form a big battle, and used a lot of trump cards, or did it take advantage of the fact that the Zeon legendary creature had just been born and was beaten by other Zeon legendary creatures? Injured, this is to pay such a price to kill it. Therefore, those 9 levels of Supreme Tao realm who are on the road to the strongest Tao, actually have no hope of breaking through to the legendary Supreme Tao realm. They came to the legendary realm to help the forces behind them collect the blood of legends, trying to obtain massive contributions value, accumulating massive credits. In case the forces behind kill a Zeon legendary creature in other places in the void domain, then they have the hope of obtaining a Zeon legendary blood. Therefore, this group of 9th layer to Tao realm did not expect to get a piece of Zeon legendary blood from here at all. But there is no power behind Yi Tian. In the Congenital Origin Alliance, except for your own ethnic group, you will be given the Zeon legendary blood. It is impossible for other forces to give it to you, and you cannot exchange it. Therefore, he can only rely on himself. World of Legends. 1000 Blood Ancient Mountain. This is the territory of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape. In addition to the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape, there are 6 descendants of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape. They are also legendary creatures, but they are just ordinary legendary creatures. And for a long time, the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape was almost invincible in the legendary world, and had no interest, so it was almost asleep. On the contrary, the 6 descendants of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape often jump around and practice. This day, Yi Tian sneaked in here, directly attacked one of the descendants of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape, and fled after one blow. This directly angered the descendant of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape, who immediately chased and killed Yi Tian. The purpose of Yi Tian's attack on this descendant of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape was to lead him into the territory of the 8-Winged Golden Cicada. Not long after, the descendants of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape couldn't hunt down and kill Yi Tian, so they wanted to go back. As a result, Yi Tian shot directly again, and attacked the opponent's special position. This time, the descendant of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape was completely angry. It continued to chase and kill, until it reached the territory of the 8-Winged Golden Cicada. At this time, the descendant of the 10,000 Blood Golden Ape also realized that he had broken into the territory of the 8-Winged Golden Cicada, so he wanted to escape. But at the moment, Yi Tian entangled him, not letting him escape. His strength is superior to that of the opponent, so he is naturally not afraid of the opponent's escape. At the same time, his other duplicate body broke into the sleeping place of the 8-winged golden cicada and directly attacked the 8-winged golden cicada. A dark void. The 8-winged golden cicada is sleeping here, its aura is restrained, it doesn't seem to be a deterrent, but if you get close, you can still feel the power of heart palpitations. Yi Tian no longer hesitated, and mobilized the third sequence of supreme principles to attack the 8-winged golden cicada. Boom! A ray of light bombarded the 8-winged golden cicada's body, but after the light dissipated, there was only one white spot on the 8-winged golden cicada's body, and it didn't even penetrate the body's defense. The defenseless state is when the defense is the weakest, and it has not broken its defense. It is indeed a legendary creature with the most powerful legendary blood. Yi Tian murmured. The 8-winged golden cicada opened its eyes, and a terrifying aura filled the air. Walk! Yi Tian exited quickly, and the 8-winged golden cicada was so angry that an ant dared to attack it. Swish! The 8 wings spread out, and with a slight shock, they came out directly from this dark void, chasing and killing Yi Tian. And this time, Yi Tian has already arrived at the place where he will fight with the descendants of the 10,000 blood golden ape. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. The 8-winged golden cicada had already arrived, and the aura burst out from his body, and countless golden monos rays of light enveloped the area. This was a large-scale attack, which directly severely injured Yi Tian, and instantly killed the descendant of the 10,000 blood golden ape. Now, on the 1,000 blood ancient mountain, the 10,000 blood golden ape woke up. It sensed that its descendant had been killed, and the direction of its fall was the 8-winged golden cicada. Immediately, very angry army, boom, the 10,000 blood golden ape woke up, crossed the void step by step, and went to the territory of the 8-winged golden cicada. At the same time, Yi Tian also annihilated his duplicate body, so he didn't need to kill the 8-winged cicada. Soon, 10,000 blood golden ape and 8-winged golden cicada started hunting. The 10,000 blood golden ape and the 8-winged golden cicada may not be able to kill to the end. I'll kill the other 5 descendants of the 10,000 blood golden ape and provoke it again. With its brain, it will definitely vent its anger on the 8 wings on Jin Chan. Yi Tian was going to do just that. Chapter 2882 The Mogu lineage is dispatched. 1,000 blood ancient mountain. Yi Tian's cloned body came here and killed the 5 descendants of the 10,000 blood golden ape. With his current strength, it is very easy to kill ordinary legendary creatures. Boom! The 5 10,000 blood golden ape descendants were killed by Yi Tian in a short time. The other side, the 10,000 blood golden ape, who was fighting with the 8-winged golden cicada, sensed that his remaining 5 descendants were all memorized. It suddenly went crazy. Moreover, it did attribute the fault to the 8-winged golden cicada. So, it fought desperately with the 8-winged cicada. The 8-winged golden cicada saw that the 10,000 blood golden ape had been attacking him with all his might, so he also made a real fire. The 2 legendary creatures with Xeon legendary blood really fought desperately, and scars gradually appeared on their bodies. Ha ha ha, these 2 legendary creatures are finally fighting for their lives, it looks like my chance has come. Yi Tian secretly thought. He waited slowly, not in a hurry. World of Legends. In an incomparably huge fortress. A 9-fold Supreme Tao Void Demon sits here, and many of them have 9-fold Supreme Tao Realm with the strongest blood. At this time, they are using a treasure to perceive various parts of the legendary world. Suddenly, they discovered that the 10,000 blood golden ape and the 8-winged golden cicada had started fighting, and it wasn't just a brief fight, but a constant fight. Finally, the opportunity has come. Wanzu 310 golden ape and 8-winged golden cicada are fighting each other. Their strengths are almost the same, and it is easy for both of them to lose. Once they are all severely injured, we hope to kill them and get 2 Xeon legends at once. Blood. A virtual demon of the 9-fold Supreme Tao said excitedly. They also need the blood of the strongest legend, and they are all eager to obtain the blood of the strongest legend of the 10,000 blood golden ape and the 8-winged golden cicada. The 10,000 blood golden ape and the 8-winged golden cicada are very powerful. Even if they are severely injured, we, the 9-layer Supreme Tao Void Demons, are not opponents. It is easy to wipe out the entire army. We need to send more 9th-layer Supreme Tao Void Demons from the clan. Enter here, form a large formation, and besiege the 2 legendary creatures. In addition, you have to beware of the 9th-level Tao realm of the Congenital Origin Alliance. If they intervene, it will be very troublesome. Don't worry, the 9th level Supreme Tao realm of the Congenital Origin Alliance is not as strong as us, and the 9th level Supreme Tao Void Demons of our Xeon bloodline are more powerful than their 9th level Supreme Tao realm who are on the path of the strongest Tao. Moreover, our background they are also stronger than them. Do they dare to have a full-scale war with us? No, they dare not. Then send a message to the outside world, and let our Mogu lineage send a large number of 9-layer Supreme Tao virtual demons in. By the way, use a big killer to come in, 2 copies of the blood of the strongest legend. We must take it. Quote, they are all excited. Although there are only 2 copies of Xeon legendary blood, they all hope to get it. What if it falls on their own heads? Even those top-level 9th layer Supreme Tao Void Demons may be rewarded with top-level legendary blood. So, they are very positive. Virtual Domain. Mogu Lineage. This is the strongest branch of the Supreme Tao Void Demon side, and it is also the core area. Mogu Lineage. In the Fortress of the Sky Demon Lord. At this moment, Demon Lord Tianxing received a message from the Legendary Realm, which was an order from a Master Demon Lord sitting outside the Legendary Realm. Summoning a large number of 9-layer Supreme Tao virtual demons, this is to attack the legendary creatures with the most powerful legendary blood. He complied with the order of that demon venerable, and immediately summoned a large number of 9 realms Supreme Tao Void Demons to go there. Not long after, a large number of Supreme Tao Void Demons were collected by him personally, and went to the Legend Realm, so that they would not be noticed by the alliance of the first Kaiyuan. World of Legends. In a fortress on the side of Daozumo, the Heavenly Star Demon Lord descended and knelt in front of a Demon Lord. This Demon Venerable is not a Demon Venerable of other common bloodlines such as the Heavenly Blood lineage, but the top Demon Lord of the Mogu lineage, Dark Blood Demon Lord, whose strength far surpasses any Demon Lord. Even if the Sky Star Demon Lord is ranked among the top 10 among the Demon Lords, he is only 10 ants in front of the Dark Demon Lord. Heavenly Star Demon Lord, those 9-layer Supreme Tao Void Demons have brought them here. The Dark Blood Demon Venerable asked. Master Dark Blood Demon Lord, you have already brought it. The Heavenly Star Demon Lord let go of the void in his body, and a 9-layered Void Demon appeared. 23 Void Demons of the 9th level Supreme Tao with extremely strong bloodlines, 100 Void Demons of the 9th level Supreme Tao with top-level bloodlines, and more than 800 Void Demons of the 9th level Supreme Tao. Such a scale is already terrifying. Greetings to Lord Dark Blood Demon Venerable. Numerous ghosts of the 9th layer Supreme Tao bowed down one after another. At this moment, the Dark Blood Demon Venerable fixed his eyes on the 9-level Supreme Tao Void Demon in the front. Dark Lin, you will lead the team this time. Dark Lin, who has the strongest bloodline, and has comprehended the rules of the 3rd sequence of Supreme Tao, as long as he obtains the blood of the strongest legend, he can go to the realm of the legendary abandoned Tao and virtual demons. In terms of strength, he is not much weaker than Yi Tian, and he is also the most enchanting 9th level Supreme Tao Void Demon on the side of Supreme Tao Void Demon. In the past, Mogu's lineage would definitely get the most powerful legendary blood for Dark Lin himself, and Dark Lin didn't need to work hard on his own. But in this era, it is very unfortunate that all the stored Xeon legendary blood has been used up, so he stays in the realm of the 9-layer Supreme Tao Void Demon and cannot break through. However, now is the chance. With his strength and status, the Mogu lineage will definitely give him a place, and the other Xeon legend will be given to the other 9-layer Supreme Tao virtual demons. Yes, the great Dark Blood Demon Lord. Dark Lin responded. Immediately, the Dark Blood Demon Lord took out a big killer. This is the Dark Blood Shuttle. I have injected special power into it. You enter the legendary world and take advantage of the strongest legendary creature to injure it, and use this big killer to injure it. But this thing can only be used once, and it will be suppressed by the origin of the legendary world. Therefore, find a few virtual demons of the 9-fold Supreme Tao, and sacrifice them to use such a big killer. Sacrificing a few 9-level Supreme Tao Void Demons, saying it so lightly, is in line with the character of the Supreme Tao Void Demons. And Lin responded immediately, yes, the great Dark Blood Demon Lord. He already has a few places to choose from in his heart, so let's sacrifice them when the time comes. I'll take you in personally. The Dark Blood Demon Exalted made a move, tearing apart the barriers of the legendary world. Since now is not a period of weak barriers, he has also paid a little price, which is relatively expensive. However, this group of 9-layer Supreme Tao virtual demons still successfully entered the legendary world. After entering the legendary world, this group of 9-fold Supreme Tao ghosts entered the fortress and joined other 9-fold Supreme Tao ghosts. When those 9-fold Supreme Tao ghosts saw the Dark Lin, they immediately respected the Dark Lin. At this point, they only need to silently wait for the two legendary creatures to be seriously injured, and then they can immediately go to surround and kill them. Chapter 2883 The Power of the Dark Blood Shuttle, Yi Tian made a move. Time flies. 10,000 blood golden ape and 8-winged golden cicada fought continuously, and their injuries continued to worsen. At this level, it is almost impossible to stop. At the same time, it is said that the 9 levels of Dao realm in the ancient city also detected the fight between the 10,000 blood golden ape and the 8-winged golden cicada, and they are also discussing whether to participate. However, the 9 realm Supreme Dao realm on the side of the Congenital Origin Alliance is not as united as the Supreme Dao Void Demon Unity, which is also a weakness. The Mogu lineage leads the entire Void Demon clan of the Supreme Dao, but the Congenital Origin Alliance cannot do so. If they really want to fight, they are naturally not opponents. However, there are still a lot of 9th level Supreme Dao realm ready to spy from afar. If there is a chance, they will still intervene to snatch the blood of Xeon Legend. The Supreme Dao Void Demon wants to intervene. This is information Yi Tian obtained from the legendary ancient city. The number of Void Demons in the legendary world has increased dramatically, and they have already been dispatched. This is obviously for the 2 legendary creatures with the most powerful legendary blood come. This group of Supreme Dao Demons, these 2 legendary creatures, I triggered the outbreak of fighting, but they want to get involved. Yi Tian was quite annoyed. But he will not underestimate the Void Demon side of the Dao. They have killed the most powerful legendary creatures, and not only once, but many times. Therefore, the background of Zidao Zumo should not be underestimated. Another period of time passed. 10,000 blood golden ape and 8-winged golden cicada have already suffered heavy injuries. Although they are still fighting, they all have the idea of retreating, just to see who has the upper hand and who is weaker. The weak side will definitely choose to flee, so that the battle will end. Finally, the 8-winged golden cicada was still weaker and more seriously injured. It doesn't want to fight anymore. Then, the 8-winged golden cicada escaped at an incomparably fast speed. Although the 10,000 blood golden ape intends to pursue and kill him, he is also seriously injured, and he is also afraid of being attacked and killed by other legendary creatures. So, he is ready to return to his 6 weights. But at this moment, a group of Supreme Dao Void Demons used a special treasure to instantly cross the long territory, and their speed was much faster than Yi Tian. The Supreme Dao Void Demon descends in an instant. What kind of treasure is this? Yi Tian knew that it was too late for him to pass. He was not as fast as Zidao Zumo and the others, but he was not in a hurry. When they fought to a certain extent, he would attack and kill Dao Zumo himself. Originally, it would not be easy for him to kill the heavily injured 10,000 blood golden ape and 8-winged golden cicada, so let them continue to attack for a while. The 8-winged golden cicada's speed was too fast. They planned to use a large formation to trap the 8-winged golden cicada first, and then kill the 10,000 blood golden ape. Boom! The 8-winged golden cicada noticed that the surrounding space had changed, and a large formation instantly compressed this area together, sealing him and the world together. Immediately, the 8-winged golden cicada became angry. Countless golden lights emerged from its body, attacking the formation. Boom! One area after another was shattered, and this large formation was also crumbling. More than 100 ghost demons of the 9th level are maintaining this large formation, and their injuries are gradually getting worse, but they are still using various treasures to maintain this large formation, waiting for the battle on the other side to end before coming here. Directly use the big killer to kill this 10,000 blood golden ape. Dark Lin ordered. At this time, 10 void demons of the 9th level Supreme Dao were ordered to activate the Dark Blood Shuttle, the big killer. You mobilize the Dark Blood Shuttle. If you don't mobilize, the ethnic groups behind you will all die. And Lin ordered. Master Dark Lin, let's activate the Dark Blood Shuttle. They said in fear. At the step of the 9 layers Supreme Dao Void Demon, who wants to die, but their status is low, and it is really unlucky to be selected now. If they are not willing to obey the orders of Anlin, they are also doomed, and even their ethnic groups will be massacred lose. They believed that Dark Lin and Lord Dark Blood Demon Venerable behind him would really do this. Therefore, they dare not disobey. Boom! The 10 nine-fold Supreme Dao Void Demons began to activate the Dark Blood Shuttle, and in an instant the Dark Blood Shuttle burst out with a bloody ray, piercing through Fengshe Jinyuan at a speed that surpassed everything. The most powerful legendary body of the 10,000 blood golden ape couldn't hold it back, it was pierced directly, and its body began to shatter. As expected of the body of Xeon Legend, this one is not dead. While Anlin was surprised, he also showed envy. He also wants to become the strongest legendary body. However, he was even more amazed at the strength of the dark blood demon exalted. Just a big weapon given at will can severely injure such legendary creatures. How terrifying is his strength? 0. Ask for flowers. At this time, the bodies of the 10 9-layer Supreme Tao virtual demons began to shatter. Under the bombardment of the origin of the legendary world, their bodies were originalized and turned into ashes. This is the backlash of the origin of the legendary world. The world of legends does not allow the appearance of powers that are rumored to reach the Tao realm from the outside world, let alone the power at the level of the Dark Blood Demon Lord, which is the level of power of the veterans of the Innate Origin Alliance. This kind of existence is enough to threaten the entire legendary world naturally, it will be counterattacked by the origin of the legendary world. Shoot all of them, kill the 10,000 blood golden ape. Dark Lin ordered. Far away, a duplicate body of Yi Tian is also spying in the dark, hiding itself with the third sequence of perfection rules. If they don't pay attention, they will naturally not be able to find themselves. 0. After all, the eyes of this group of Supreme Tao Void Demons are all on the 10,000 blood golden ape. What kind of method was that just now? It pierced through the 10,000 blood golden ape in one blow. If it hit me, it would definitely kill me. Yi Tian was surprised by such a method, no wonder they dared to kill the 10,000 blood golden ape. However, the price paid for such a method is too high, and 10 9-level Supreme Tao Void Demons need to be sacrificed. On the side of the Congenital Origin Alliance, no force dared to use it like this. Boom! 1,000 or so ghost demons from the 9 levels of Supreme Tao besieged the 10,000 blood golden ape who was on the verge of death, and the 10,000 blood golden ape was unwilling to wait for death. With one punch, more than a dozen ghost demons of the highest level of the 9th level were directly annihilated, and dozens of virtual demons of the highest level of the 9th level were severely injured. And these 9-level Supreme Tao Void Demons still attacked with all their strength, severely injuring the 10,000 blood golden ape time and time again. Immediately, the breath of the 10,000 blood golden ape became weaker and weaker. Finally, 10,000 blood golden ape was about to die. At this time, Yi Tian made a move. Boom! The dense threads of the third sequence of Supreme Tao rules descended, piercing through the body of a virtual demon of the 9th level of Supreme Tao, killing them instantly. And another copy body of Yi Tian stopped Anlin. In the field, only Anlin has the strength to contend with him, and the others are all weaklings. Bang! Another battle broke out, and Yi Tian's third duplicate body stared at the attacks of many Supreme Tao virtual demons, and grabbed the 10,000 blood gold yuan. Chapter 2884 Dealing with Elder Su. Court Death. And Lin said angrily. Even a mere 9th level Taoist dared to snatch the blood of Xian legend, so he had to be killed. However, after a fight, Anlin found that he was no match. Boom! He was blown away by Yi Tian, although there was no injury, but it undoubtedly proved that his strength was not as good as Yi Tian. The third sequence of Supreme Tao rules of the 100% realm, how is this possible? When did the Shantian Origin Alliance have such a monstrous 9th level Supreme Tao realm? And Lin was shocked. And at this time, Yi Tian has already caught the 10,000 blood golden ape, and the third sequence of Supreme Tao rules turned it into a prison to seal it, directly erasing its last vitality. Walk! 2 duplicate bodies opened the way, allowing the third duplicate body to leave. Although there are many of these Supreme Tao Void Demons, Yi Tian's strength is undoubtedly too strong. He forcibly resisted the 923 attack and killed many Supreme Tao Void Demons. Yi Tian also didn't think about killing them all. If he sacrificed one copy of the body, he could really kill them. But in that case, he can't even think about it. So, he still chose to leave directly. The other side, more than 100 Void Demons of the Supreme Tao were about to be unable to hold on any longer. Seeing that other Void Demons of the Supreme Tao still could not come, they ran away. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. The formation was broken by the 8-winged golden cicada. Immediately, the 8-winged golden cicada began to flee. But at this time, Yi Tian's other 2 duplicate bodies descended and attacked and killed the 8-winged golden cicada. The 8-winged golden cicada itself was seriously injured, and with Yi Tian's desperate fight, the 8-winged golden cicada's injuries became more and more serious. Finally, the 8-winged cicada was killed by Yi Tian. Walk! He put away the body of the 8-winged golden cicada, left directly, and returned to the legendary ancient city. It was too late for Anlin and the others to arrive here. Dark Lin was very angry when 2 legendary creatures with Xian legendary blood were taken away in a row. The point is, they didn't get any benefits, instead they lost a lot of 9-layer Supreme Tao Void Demons. Kill some legendary creatures and go back. And Lin said. They can't just go back without gaining anything, right? Legendary ancient city. Yi Tian is back, and the other 9 realms are already known. After all, they are also paying attention to the battle between the 10,000 blood golden ape and the 8-winged golden cicada, but those supreme Dao void demons are too powerful, they can't resist and dare not make a move. Unexpectedly, Yi Tian made a move and successfully snatched 2 Xeon legendary blood. As a result, a number of 9th level supreme Dao realm who have walked the path of Xeon to Dao came to Yi Tian, wanting to buy a piece of Xeon legendary blood. However, Yi Tian shut them up with one word. You can't afford the price. Yi Tian said. These 9 layers to Dao realm didn't refute, they really couldn't afford the price. Winter Night Stronghold. Yi Tian received visits from many factions, and in the end Yi Tian chose the Su family that he was more familiar with. After all, he and Su Ya know each other and have a good relationship. If the Su can afford the price, he can sell a copy of Xeon legendary blood. What Yi Tian didn't expect was that the person who visited this time turned out to be a veteran of the Su tribe. I've seen Elder Su. Yi Tian looked at Su Yuan in front of him and said respectfully. This is a veteran-level powerhouse, the top existence of the innate origin alliance, and his strength is extremely terrifying. Yi Tian, I want to buy a piece of Xeon legendary blood from your hand. Su Yuan directly stated his intention. Yi Tian nodded slightly. Yes, but I want to buy the second series of Supreme Dao items, with no quality restrictions. Second sequence of Dao rule items. Is low quality okay? Su Yuan asked. Can. Yi Tian nodded. Su Yuan was silent for a long time, and then said, I can take out 2 low-quality items of the second order Supreme Law. After all, the second order Supreme Law items are too rare, even the low-quality second order Supreme Law items are also not easy to find. Although Xeon legendary blood is rare, it is not only found in the legendary realm. If the legendary realm does not allow legendary Dao realm to enter, it is not difficult to kill a Xeon legendary creature. Okay, I agree. Yi Tian is very straightforward. Originally, he only wanted to exchange for a low-quality item of the second-order Supreme Law, but Su Yuan was willing to take out 2 second-order Supreme Law items, why would he disagree? However, I want to add one more condition. Yi Tian said. Su Yuan frowned slightly, but still asked, what conditions do you want? I hope that the Su tribe can send a strong man who is second only to the elders to garrison the Winter Night Fortress. Yi Tian said 0. So that's the condition. Su Yuan smiled slightly. He also thought that Yi Tian wanted the lion to open his mouth wide and ask some excessive conditions, but it turned out to be this. How about this? How about I send Su Ho, the top legend of the Su tribe to the Dao realm, here to guard the 100 million Supreme Dao era? Su Yuan said. Okay, thank you, Mr. Su Yuan. Yi Tian said hastily. With his growth rate, after 100 million Supreme Dao era, he would already be in the legendary Supreme Dao realm. The reason why he asked Su Yuan to send strong men to garrison the Winter Night Fortress was also because he had killed a lot of void demons of the Supreme Dao this time, for fear that the void demons of the Supreme Dao would send top experts to break through the Winter Night Fortress and destroy the Infinity region where he was. In that case, even if he can't die, there are other duplicate bodies that survive, but his family members can't. Therefore, he must put an end to this danger. If it is impossible to invite the strong to guard, he must transfer some human beings away and disperse them in the innate original domains one by one. But now, the Su people are willing to send strong men to guard them, so he is not afraid. Soon, Yi Tian completed the transaction with Su Yuan, and 2 items of the second sequence of Supreme Dao rules were delivered to him. And Su Ho from the Su tribe also came to Winter Night Fortress, but unless there is an attack from the legendary Dao realm, she will not make a move, this is the rule. Soon after, 0.8 when the news came out that Yi Tian had completed the deal with the Su, other forces gave up and envied the Su one after another. After all, if there is no doubt, the Su tribe will soon give birth to a legend who walks the path of being the strongest and reaching the Dao, and his strength will increase a bit. Mogu lineage. The Dark Blood Demon Lord was very annoyed, and got information about Yi Tian. Yi Tian, he has a lot of clones, it's hard to kill. HMPH, if you can't kill him, then destroy his group, maybe the main body is inside the group. Dark Blood Demon Venerable thought to himself. He can't do anything, his whereabouts have long been watched by the veterans of the Shantian Origin Alliance. If he goes to the Shantian Origin Alliance, he will be besieged by a group of veterans. At that time, he will die too. Then, he called the Heavenly Star Demon Lord. Chapter 2885 Comprehend the second sequence of Supreme Dao Rules. Master Dark Blood Demon Lord. The Sky Demon Lord said respectfully. Sky Star Demon Lord, go to the Congenital Origin Alliance, attack an innate origin, destroy it, and exterminate all living beings inside it. Dark Blood Demon Venerable ordered. Master Dark Blood Demon Venerable, this is directly attacking the innate origin domain. He was a little apprehensive. Could it be that Lord Dark Blood Demon Lord wants to sacrifice him, but even though he is only a demon lord, his status in Miaogu lineage is not low. Don't worry, this demon venerable is not asking you to die. The Dark Blood Demon Venerable guessed what the Sky Star Demon Lord was thinking, so he said, this demon venerable is just asking you to destroy a small innate original domain. The thing is, Yi Tian of the Shantian Origin Alliance is too evil, but he has many clones, so if you destroy the Shantian Origin region where he is, or kill his body, he will really die. In addition, this demon venerable will give you something to save your life and allow you to escape. Wow! A leaf appeared in front of the Sky Star Demon Lord. This is the star leaf of the Extreme Tao, a treasure refined by this demon venerable, and a treasure of the second sequence of the Supreme Tao rules, which can allow you to shuttle away in an instant. Even the veteran 07 of the Innate Origin Alliance may not be able to catch it. I can live with you. Besides, you just destroyed an innate original domain, and it is also an innate original domain in a remote area, so it is unlikely that any elder will take action to suppress you. Dark Blood Demon Venerable said. Master Dark Blood Demon Lord, I will definitely handle this matter well. The Sky Star Demon Lord responded. Winter Night Stronghold. The Heavenly Star Demon Lord was shrouded in darkness, as if he had merged with the Void Realm, and he slowly approached the Winter Night Fortress. An ordinary fortress, with my strength, can break through it in an instant. The Sky Demon Lord secretly said. Moreover, with the formation and strength of Winter Night Fortress, he couldn't be found at all. Boom! The Sky Star Demon took the initiative. He hit the Winter Night Fortress with one blow, and this blow made all the Supreme Tao realms in the entire Winter Night Fortress terrified. This is an attack from the legendary Tao realm, and it's not an attack from the legendary Tao realm. Yi Tian sensed it. Such an attack is enough to instantly kill him, and it is many times stronger than the strongest legendary creatures. However, he did not panic. Because Winter Night Fortress also has Soho of the Su tribe sitting in town. Su-ho is a powerhouse second only to the veteran rank, so he is naturally not afraid of such an attack. The Heavenly Star Demon Lord of the Supreme Tao Void Demon Mogu lineage is quite courageous. Su-ho opened his eyes, his figure disappeared in an instant, and appeared outside the Winter Night Fortress. A pure white right hand easily smashed the attack of the Sky Demon Lord, and immediately hit the Star Demon Lord. Su-sa-ho, why is she here? The Sky Demon Lord was frightened, and immediately urged the Jidao Xingye. But because the distance was too fast, when Jidao Xingye started, he had already been hit. His body was shattered, and the remnant body was sent away by Jidao Xingye. Su-ho didn't chase him down, and he couldn't chase him down, but the Sky Star Demon Lord had been severely injured by her, and it would be difficult to recover after a long time. Somewhere in the imaginary domain, Jidao Xingye appeared with a part of the Heavenly Star Demon Lord, and the residual body squirmed, gradually becoming a complete Sky Star Demon Lord, but he is now very weak and in a state of serious injuries. He continued to flee, and soon returned to the Mogu lineage. My Lord Dark Blood Demon Lord, the mission has failed. Saho from the Su tribe is in Winter Night Fortress. I was almost killed. The Heavenly Star Demon Lord had no choice but to send a message. Trash! Send me back the Jidao Star Leaf. Dark Blood Demon Venerable said angrily. After such an incident, the plan to destroy Winter Night Fortress was suspended. With Su-ho in charge, there is no hope of success unless he dispatches a Supreme Tao Void Mazan, but such existences cannot be easily attacked, and if a war breaks out together, such existences will also fall. No matter which demon lord it is, he dare not take any risks. Therefore, we can only give up for the time being. Thank you Elder Saho. Yi Tian specially came to thank Soho. This time, it also let him know that his strength is not strong enough to be too arrogant. It's nothing, I was just ordered to guard this place. Su-ho said lightly. Afterwards, Su-ho continued to practice, and Yi Tian also went back. It is necessary to comprehend the rules of the second sequence of Supreme Tao as soon as possible, so that the strength can be transformed, and the strongest legendary creatures in the legendary world can be easily killed, and more legendary blood of the strongest can be obtained. Plus, then, he began to comprehend the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules. With the help of the items of the second sequence of Supreme Tao, although the sequelae were very serious, and a copy of the body almost fell every once in a while, after repeated comprehensions, he finally understood the second sequence of Supreme Tao. Boom! Yi Tian's aura seemed to change, and his national strength skyrocketed. At this moment, he is much stronger than before. Even Xeon legendary creatures are nothing in his eyes. World of Legends. Yi Tian is going to attack and kill the third Xeon legendary creature. This time the target is Jukai Gukong. This Xeon legendary creature is more powerful, such as the blood golden ape and the little winged golden cicada. Therefore, Yi Tian did not choose it before. But now, he doesn't care who he chooses. Soon, Yi Tian came to Jukai Gukong's territory. When he appeared here, he didn't hide his aura, and the burst of aura directly attracted Jukai Gukong. Boom! The 9-colored Ji Yukong descended, and the 9-colored rays of light were enough to instantly annihilate a top 9th level Taoist. However, Yi Tian protects himself with the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules. No matter how Jukai Ji Yukong attacks, he cannot be annihilated. It's my 803. Yi Tian made a move and stabbed with the spear. Under the blessing of the second sequence of Supreme Rules, the power of this gun stock is extremely terrifying. Jukai Gukong's proud and powerful legendary body couldn't stop it at all, and was pierced by a single blow. With just one blow, Jukai Gukong was seriously injured. Too weak, Yi Tian kept attacking, and quickly killed Jukai Tong. Take away. He took away the body of Jukai Gukong, and then went to kill the fourth Xeon legendary creature. It didn't take long for the fourth Xeon legendary creature, the Night Lizard, to be killed by Yi Tian. In a short time, all the most powerful legendary creatures were killed by Yi Tian. In the end, there was only one legendary creature left, and it was also the oldest legendary creature at the legendary level, the ancient bird. The strength of this legendary creature was terrifying, but it was not low. However, it is almost invincible in its own lair, and it cannot be killed at all. It's like the legend-level biological nest of the mysterious giant bird in the Lost Realm. The mysterious ancient giant bird stays in the nest and is almost invincible. Since ancient times, the bird has been sleeping in its own nest and never going out, so it can't be killed at all. Forget it, that's it. Anyway, I have enough Xeon legendary blood, and then I will kill a batch of legendary creatures, but I can't kill them all. I have to leave some for the Supreme Tao Void Demon and other 9th level Supreme Tao realms. Otherwise, all major forces will find trouble with me. Yi Tian murmured. Chapter 2886 9 Layers to Late Stage of Tao Realm. After collecting enough legendary blood, Yi Tian came out of the legendary world. The legendary world is useless to him now, and staying in it is undoubtedly a waste of time. Moreover, he didn't need other means, and directly tore the barriers of the legendary world. When Yi Tian came out, all the forces came to visit him. Undoubtedly, they all know that Yi Tian has a lot of legendary blood. Even if he can't trade the Xeon legendary blood, it would be very good if he can trade the ordinary legendary blood and the top legendary blood. Winter Night Stronghold. A number of legendary Taoists came to Yi Tian's mansion, and they all came to visit him, and actually came to discuss cooperation. Yi Tian also knew that if he didn't trade at all, he would definitely not be able to do so. Therefore, a part of the legendary blood must be used. Everyone, if you want to trade the legendary blood, it's not impossible. How about it, exchange it with fine nectar to Tao Gold liquid. A piece of legendary blood requires 100 drops of fine nectar to Tao Golden liquid. Isn't that too much? As soon as Yi Tian finished speaking, many legends went to the Tao realm. They don't have veteran-level powerhouses behind them, and the fine nectar to Tao Golden liquid needs to be refined by the veterans themselves, and they naturally can't get too much fine nectar to Tao Golden liquid, so they are naturally not qualified to trade the legendary blood in Yi Tian's hands, so keep it also a waste of time. Also, I don't trade with the Qin clan. Yi Tian stared at the Qin clan's legendary Taoist, and said calmly. Yi Tian, what do you mean? Qin Wuong said angrily when the legend of the Qin clan reaches the Tao realm. With so many forces, except for not cooperating with the Qin family, this is slapping them in the face. The Qin clan has offended me, is that enough reason? Yi Tian said coldly, if you don't leave, I will drive you away. An ordinary legend reaches the Tao realm, and he can kill it with a wave of his hand. Qin Wuong retreated subconsciously. He knew that he was indeed not Yi Tian's opponent. After all, he couldn't beat the strongest legendary creatures. What else could he do if he didn't leave? Humph, Yi Tian, don't regret it. Qin Wuong ran away. Okay, next, if you take out the fine wine to Dao Jinye, I will trade with whoever. Yi Tian said. It is good. All the legends reached the Tao realm and nodded one after another. At this time, a legendary Taoist asked, Yi Tian, is it possible to trade top legendary blood? Will not trade for the time being. Yi Tian refused. There are not many top-level legendary blood, and he still wants to keep it for the people. What's more, he doesn't need anything other than Changye to Daojinye to improve his cultivation now. Therefore, he will not trade Changye to Daojinye. Afterwards, the group of legends retreated to the Tao realm one after another. Not long after, there was legend Ji Dao Jing who brought Chong Dao Jinyi to him and traded legendary blood with him. Although Chongjiang Daojinye is very precious, it is not worth much compared with the legendary blood. If a veteran wants to refine fine nectar into Daojin liquid, he can have as much as he wants, and he can even use it to take a bath without any problem. The point is whether these veterans are willing to spend time refining. Therefore, for many forces, there is no shortage of Changye Daojinye. If it is really lacking, let the ancestors of the veteran level refine some Changji Daojinye. In a short time, Yi Tian obtained a large amount of Changye to Daojin liquid. These forces are really rich, hiding so much fine nectar to Dao gold liquid, but the Supreme Heaven Palace of the Congenital Origin Alliance can't exchange for a single drop of fine nectar to Dao golden liquid. Yi Tian secretly thought. In fact, there are very few good things that can be exchanged for Zeta Ocean Temple, and most of them are collected by these forces themselves and will not be traded. Of course, this is also normal. For example, he is also a member of the Congenital Origin Alliance. He has so much legendary Xeon blood, and he doesn't want to take it out and put it in the Supreme Heaven Hall to exchange it with some eternal gold coins for other Supreme Tao realms. Eternity is worth as much as gold coins, which are of no value to him, and he cannot buy good things. Use some ordinary resources to exchange the eternal Supreme gold coins to exchange the fine wine to Tao golden liquid, which is doing charity. That's right, this is the charity of the veterans of the Congenital Origin Alliance, giving hope to the Supreme Taoists with ordinary backgrounds. Like Suya, in fact, it is also possible to exchange Changye to Daojinye and Suyu, but the price is estimated to be relatively high, and it is easier to exchange Changye to Daojinye in the Supreme Heaven Palace with eternal Jujin coins. With these fine nectar to Dao golden liquid, Yi Tian's cultivation base will be improved very quickly, and he will have enough fine nectar to Dao golden liquid for the human race. Exchange the nectar to Daojinye, and grow the human race step by step. Unknowingly, 15 lanes of time have passed. Boom. Yi Tian's cultivation has broken through, reaching the stage of the 9th layer to the late stage of Dao realm. Hurry up, in another 2 to 300,000 Dao era, my cultivation can definitely break through to the 9th layer to the peak of Dao realm. Yi Tian murmured. Deacon Yi, Wuji Domain's application for name change is almost approved. A staff member of the Congenital Origin Alliance contacted Yi Tian to inform him of the situation. Finally passed. Yi Tian is in a good mood. A long time ago, he wanted to change the name of Wuji Domain. After all, Wuji Tiangong is now a weak force in Wuji Domain, so it is naturally inappropriate to continue using Wuji Domain as its name. So, he changed it to Human Domain, and even publicized the name in Wuji Domain. Now, many forces have accepted this name. But after all, the Human Domain has not yet obtained the population of the innate Original Domain Alliance. But now, Human Domain has been recognized, and the name Human Domain can also be used externally. At the same time, various documents, maps, and signs under the Congenital Origin Alliance will change the Wuji Domain to the Human Domain. Human Domain, the Promise Heavenly Palace. At this time, the group of Supreme Tao realms in Wuji Tiangong was also notified by the Wang Hao, and Wuji Domain was officially renamed Human Domain. The Promise Domain has become a thing of the past. 6 Crows Tianzun murmured. But fortunately, Yi Tian is already extremely powerful, and he doesn't care about these ants anymore, otherwise the Wuji Heavenly Palace would have ceased to exist long ago. 6 Crying Heavenly Venerable, the Supreme Tao realm of the human race has occupied a part of our Wuji Heavenly Palace, what should we do? A 6th level to the Tao realm asked. Let's come out, Liuqi Tianzun said helplessly. The human race is now multiplying too fast. Every once in a while, countless people have been reproduced, and there is no shortage of resources. The Supreme Tao realm is constantly being born. Now it is the ethnic group with the most Supreme Tao realm in the entire human domain. Even the human race's 7th level to Tao realm has been born a lot, and there are even several 8th level to Tao realm. Compared with the human race, they are like ants, how can they resist? Therefore, Heavenly Venerable 6 Crows had no choice but to endure. Chapter 2887 Killing the Promise Emperor. With the development of the human domain, the origin of the entire human race domain is also being strengthened. Because Yi Tian integrated many Supreme Tao virtual demons that he had killed into the human domain, and sacrificed them to the origin of the human domain. He even sacrificed many of the 9 layers Supreme Tao void demons he had killed to the origin of the human realm, and continued to grow the origin of the human realm. Just like Su Yu, why is it so powerful? Su Yu was just a small innate original domain at the beginning, but sacrificed too many Supreme Tao virtual demons, which made Su Yu stronger. The reason why many fortresses buy the corpses of the Supreme Tao virtual demons and exchange them for military exploits is also because of this. They integrate the Supreme Tao virtual demons into each innate original domain to strengthen the innate original domain. And the void demon of the Supreme Tao also knew this, but he didn't stop it. For them, these innate original domains have grown stronger, and there are many benefits to breaking through in the future. Gradually, the cultivation environment in the human realm is more than 10 times better than before, and many strange lands and precious resources have been born, which are even of great help to the Yeta Tao realm. Therefore, in today's human domain, it is not too difficult to become the Eightfold Supreme Tao realm. And, Yi Tian also opened an exchange task in the human race temple. As long as you collect enough resources, you can exchange 883 from the human race temple for the 6th sequence of lane rule items. This day, the Lord Tezu of Tezu Palace collected enough resources, exchanged for a 6th sequence Supreme Tao rule item in the human race temple, and then went to comprehend the 6th sequence Supreme Tao rule. If she can comprehend it, she can break through to the 8th level of Taoism. After a while, Palace Master Tezu successfully comprehended the 6th sequence of Supreme Tao rules, and then she began to attack the Eightfold Supreme Tao realm. Boom! Tai Siguan had an astonishing vision, which was a sign of breaking through to the 8th level of Taoism. A large number of heaven and earth origins were integrated into the body of Tezu Palace Master, helping her break through to the 8th level of Taoism. Finally broke through to the 8th realm. Palace Master Tezu was very excited. Countless years of painstaking practice are all to break through to the 8th realm. In the era of the Wuji Heavenly Palace, she never dared to think that she would be able to step into this realm one day, but now she has achieved it. Thanks to Yi Tian, Palace Master Tezu thought secretly. Moreover, the strength of Tezu Palace at the 7th level to the Tao realm is far greater than before. In the past, there were only a few people in Tezu Palace who reached the 7th level of Taoism, but now they have reached 3,000. Of course, compared with the human race, Tezu Palace is still much weaker. After all, Yi Tian came from the human race, and it was normal for the human race to grow stronger. In the human domain, there is a void somewhere. An area began to distort and was undergoing a violent collision. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. The void began to shatter. Suddenly, an arm full of cracks protruded from the void, shattering the time and space in this area, and many fragments of the seals flew out. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. A figure full of scars came out. He is the Emperor of Heaven. Ha ha ha, I, Emperor Wuji, finally broke the seal. Sword Master Teibai, you want to seal me for countless years, dreaming. You underestimate me. Although my strength is not as good as yours, the background knowledge I have mastered is not bad. Emperor Wuji laughed loudly. Of course, he would not dare to ask him to trouble the Teibai Sword Master. However, it is impossible for Sword Master Teibai to still be here, he left long ago. Tezu Palace, you dare to ask Teibai Sword Master to suppress me. If you are not dead, I will send you to die. He went straight to Tai Siguan. He didn't want to go back to the Wuji Heavenly Palace to recuperate. If the news got out and Tezu Palace invited Teibai Sword Master again, it would be troublesome. Therefore, the first time he got out of trouble, he went directly to kill the group of women belonging to Palace Master Tezu. By then, it will be too late for Sword Master Bai to know. Anyway, Teibai Sword Master will not kill him, so he is not afraid. Moreover, there is a high probability that Teibai Sword Master has nothing to do with Tezu Palace, and he will not attack him again. Along the way, the Promise Emperor keeps shuttling, but at heck feels something is wrong. No, why has the origin of the Promise Realm grown so much, and its energy has also increased a lot? Could it be that some amazing opportunity was born in the Promise domain? It doesn't matter, let's destroy Tezu Palace first. Suddenly, he saw 6th-7th level Taoists passing by together, and he was sure that he had never seen these 6th-7th level Taoists. It may be that the supreme Tao realm of other innate origin alliances has come to the Promise Realm. Emperor Wuji thought so. Soon, he came to Tezu Palace. But suddenly, his expression changed. There are as many as 30 people in Tezu Palace's 7th level of Taoism, which is more than the 7th level of Wuji Tiangong. When did Tezu Palace become so powerful? He remembered that it hadn't been long since he was sealed, only hundreds of thousands of Tao era. Kill. Emperor Wuji didn't care about it, and started directly. Boom. A statue of the 8th level Supreme Tao realm stopped the Wuji Heavenly Emperor, and started fighting with the Wuji Heavenly Emperor. Palace Master Tezu, have you broken through to the 8th level of Taoism? Emperor Wuji was surprised. Emperor Wuji, you actually broke through the seal. Palace Master Tezu was also a little surprised. It seems that Duan Yi, the sealer of Sword Master Teibai, wasn't too powerful to allow Emperor Wuji to break the seal so much in advance. Palace Master Tezu, even if you have broken through to the 8th level Supreme Tao realm, it is only a preliminary breakthrough. The 6th sequence of Supreme Tao rules you have comprehended is only one level. You are not my opponent. Wuji Heavenly Emperor said coldly. He felt that if he worked hard, he could still kill Palace Master Tezu. If Palace Master Tezu continued to grow, he would not necessarily be an opponent. Emperor Wuji, you dare to attack our Tezu Palace, you are courting death. Official Tezu sneered, looking for death. Can you kill me? Even if you look for Teibai Sword Master, he may not be able to come in time. Emperor Wuji laughed. But at this moment, the surrounding void solidifies, and everything is still. Emperor Wuji found himself unable to move. I have seen Lord Yi Yu. Palace Master Tezu said respectfully. Yi Tian, the Emperor Wuji naturally knew about Yi Tian, and he personally killed his clone. But now, Yi Tian's cultivation is actually 9th level to Tao realm. How could he break through so quickly? The 9th level Supreme Tao realm, which is on the path of the strongest to the Tao, is countless times stronger than the Teibai Sword Master. How could such a great existence appear in the Wuji domain? Moreover, he can't understand the power of Supreme Law emerging from Yi Tian. He has seen a 9-layer Supreme Tao realm make a move, and the opponent's comprehension of the 4th sequence of Supreme Tao rules is far inferior to Yi Tian's rules. Emperor Wuji, you openly attacked the Tai Su official and violated the rules I specified, now you will be wiped out. With a wave of Yi Tian's hand, a ray of the 2nd sequence of Supreme Tao rules instantly pierced through the body of Emperor Wuji, completely obliterating him. Unless the senator pays a huge price, the regiment hopes to revive him. But that's impossible. Chapter 2888 Wuhai, the chance to become a veteran. Emperor Wuji is dead. The master of Tezu Palace was a little bit embarrassed. Yi Tian killed an 8th level Taoist just like that. Moreover, Yi Tian really dared to kill. Changed to Teibai Sword, Master, I dare not kill. After all, Emperor Wuji is also an official member of the Congenital Origin Alliance, and has the same status as the Teibai Sword Master. But Yi Tian is different. Yi Tian is the deacon of the Congenital Origin Alliance, and now he is in charge of the human domain. If he kills the Emperor Wuji within the human domain, no one will take care of him. The Shantian Origin Alliance is just turning a blind eye. Close your eyes and say nothing. Of course, this is because the Emperor Wuji has no backing, otherwise he will be in trouble if he is killed. The death of Emperor Wuji did not cause any waves. And not long after, one thing attracted a lot of discussion in the Supreme Tao realm, and that was the departure of the Promise Heavenly Palace. The Wuji Heavenly Palace has a bad reputation in the human domain, and has offended many forces, and those forces have grown stronger one by one. If they continue to stay in the human domain, there will be no room for survival at all. Therefore, after discussing with each other, they decided to leave the human domain and temporarily go to other innate original domains to seek development. But no matter which innate original domain you go to, the situation will not be very good, but it is better than the situation in the human domain. Yi Tian naturally didn't care about such trivial matters, and let them leave directly. In the blink of an eye, tens of thousands of Tao era years have passed. This day, Yi Tian received the notice that all the deacons of the innate origin domain had to go to the Supreme Void for a meeting. Thus, Yi Tian entered the Supreme Void with one thought. Supreme Void. In a large hall, a statue of the 9 levels to Tao realm came here, and they were all deacons of the innate origin alliance. Suya also came here, and the Emperor of Longevity, Su Chong, also came. Su Changsheng is now in the legendary Tao realm, but he is still a deacon, just a senior deacon. It is not so easy to become an elder of the Congenital Origin Alliance, and certain qualifications and contributions are required, and Su Chengsheng has undoubtedly not yet met the requirements. Boom! A patriarch and 9 elders appeared, including the elder Longyan ancient emperor. It's the 16th elder, Mo Xian. Many people were amazed that this senator actually came. Mo Xian is a veteran from the Mo clan. The Mo clan is a special race with a small population and it is very difficult to cultivate, but every Mo clan member is very powerful. There are more than 20 Mo clan members at the elder level alone. That is to say, there are more than 20 top legends reaching the Dao realm. The elder Mo Xian rarely showed his face, but this time he did. Moreover, the Congenital Origin Alliance seldom holds meetings, and most of them are elders. This time, it should be a very important thing for the elders to come forward. Meet the 16th elder, many deacons respectfully said. The 16th elder Mo Shandao. This time you are called here because there is a very important announcement that the Sea of Fog is about to appear, and the Congenital Origin Alliance will send a group of people to enter the Dao realm, whether it is the 9th layer or the Dao realm. It is said that you can choose to enter the Dao realm. However, in the Sea of Fog, the void demons of the Supreme Dao will also appear, and the killing of each other will be very fierce at that time. And opportunities are difficult to find in the Sea of Fog, but once obtained, it is an astonishing opportunity. Whether you go in or not depends on your choice. Sea of Fog. Yi Tian didn't know where this was, but after contacting Su Changsheng, the Emperor of Longevity, he knew it. Deacon Yi, the Sea of Fog is a strange place. It wanders outside the Void Realm, and occasionally collides with the Void Realm. There are no creatures in it, only treasure resources, but sometimes it will fall into the strange area of the Fog Sea, so it cannot come out. Of course, the greatest danger still comes from the virtual demons of the Supreme Dao, and they will also go in. There are no ordinary resources in Wuhai, only incomparably precious resources, such as items of the 3rd sequence of Supreme Dao rules, and treasure resources that help to upgrade the legendary body of Xion, etc. Treasures of different levels, but such treasures are very rare, and have not appeared a few times. I remember the last time the Sea of Fog appeared, the Congenital Origin Alliance successively gave birth to 6 9th-level Supreme Dao realms who comprehended the 3rd sequence Supreme Dao rules, and 1 legendary Supreme Dao realm broke through and became a patriarch. Su Changsheng introduced. So, this time, not only the deacons will go, but some elders will also go. Emperor Changsheng, it is said that if you go to the Dao realm, isn't Hai Chuan looking for death in the 9th layer Dao realm? Yi Wu was puzzled. No, Emperor Changsheng introduced. The Sea of Fog is very strange. It does not allow the power of the rules of the Supreme Dao to appear, and it also suppresses the power of the physical body. Even the legendary body of the Supreme Dao will be greatly suppressed. Therefore, the strength of the Supreme Dao realm is not much stronger than that of the 9th level Supreme Dao realm. Depending on the number of people, one can still besiege a legendary Dao realm. Therefore, many top legendary Dao realms may not dare to enter, and they are afraid of being besieged. 0. Seeking flowers. I see. Yi Tian understood. This Sea of Fog, he is going to fix it. The 16th elder Mo Xian said again. In this meeting, apart from talking about Deacon Wuhai, there is one more thing, and that is the quota of elders. The Shantian UNU Alliance plans to open 6 more quotas for elders, not limited to legends. That is to say, if the contribution is large enough, even the 9th level Dao realm, there is hope to become an elder. The treatment of an elder is far more than that of a deacon, so you all have a chance. At this time, a senior deacon who is said to be in the Dao realm is looking forward to it. The 16th elder, what is the basis for the selection of the number of elders this time? Kill the demons of the Dao. The 16th elder said. The 6 deacons who kill more demons of the Dao will be able to get the number of elders. What? Many deacons were shocked. This is to encourage them to kill those supreme demons. The fight between the two sides will be very tragic. At that time, whether it is the Supreme Dao Void Demon or these Supreme Dao realms, they will suffer heavy losses. The 16th Patriarch, why did you do this? Will there be a bigger conflict? A legendary Taoist deacon asked. Because the Supreme Dao Demon side will do the same, we veterans have calculated that this time there will be resources in the Sea of Legends that will allow the legend to advance to the Dao realm. Either a veteran will be born in our innate original domain, or they will be born in the Supreme Dao Demon, a demon lord. No matter what the situation is, it will change the strength of both sides. Therefore, killing more virtual demons of the Supreme Dao is to reduce their chances of obtaining such opportunities. Said the 16th elder. It turned out to be like this. These legendary senior deacons of Tao realm are eager to move, and they all want to enter the Sea of Fog. However, this time there must be many top legends who will enter the Tao realm, and the chances of their fall are even greater. But the opportunity to become a veteran, everyone has hope. Once you get it, you can come out ahead of time. Chapter 2889 Entering the Sea of Fog. Elder. Yi Tian is also interested in this position. There are very few elder positions in the Congenital Origin Alliance, and only 1/5 of the legends reach the Tao realm to hope to become elders. Once they become elders, they have more channels to obtain resources and it is easier to contact elders. Moreover, the elders can exchange for more good things. More importantly, if he became an elder, even the Qin clan would not dare to offend him. After all, the Qin clan is only one patriarch, Tian Laika is the chief. If you want to enter the supreme Tao realm of Wuhai, sign up with Elder Longyan. At that time, I will capture the traces of Wuhai and send you in. The 16th Elder Mo Xian said. Subsequently, the 16th senator left. Now those who are going to the Sea of Fog ask me to sign up, said the Elder Longyan ancient emperor. However, even so, many deacons, 583, still did not sign up. For them, being in this position is already very good, satisfied, and don't want to continue to take risks. Moreover, there are still forces behind them, waiting for a long time, accumulating a little bit of credit, and they also hope to obtain breakthrough resources and become legends to the Tao realm. But this time going to the Sea of Fog and competing with a group of legendary Taoists, that would be too dangerous. Even if it was Su Ya, she hesitated for a moment and decided to give up. However, Su Chengshun applied. He is a legendary Taoist, possessing a legendary body. If he prepares more life-saving items, he still has the hope of surviving. If he is lucky, he can also get great opportunities. So, he naturally dared to go in. Yi Tian was also the first to apply. After applying, he left the Supreme Void and waited for the notification from the Innate Origin Alliance before going to Yuanai. After a period of time, the notice from the Congenital Origin Alliance came. The Sea of Fog has descended, and the 16th Elder captured the traces of the Sea of Fog and immediately went to the Mohe Fortress. Mo River Fortress. A group of deacons and elders of the Congenital Origin Alliance came here. This time, about 100 elders came here, and there were probably thousands of deacons. Such a scale can be described as very large. But there will only be more, not less. Seeing that all the deacons who signed up came, and all the elders who wanted to go in also arrived, the 16th Elder Mo Xian appeared. This is the most precious treasure in the legend, Wandao Mirror. I will turn a trace of the source of Wandao Mirror into a mark and integrate it into your arms. How many Zidao Shu have you killed? Will be displayed. Quote, Elder Mo Xian began to operate. Buzz. The strands of origin turned into sun rays and entered the arms of deacons and even elders. Yi Tian's arm also incorporated a trace of the original imprint, turning into a mirror-like imprint. After doing all this, Elder Mo Xian waved his hand, and all the deacons and elders turned into dots and fell into his hand. Next moment, Elder Mo Xian's arm broke through the depths of endless time and space, caught the traces of the Sea of Fog, broke through the barrier of the Sea of Fog with one hand, and sent a group of Supreme Tao realms inside. Immediately afterwards, Elder Mo Xian captured the traces of the Sea of Fog all the time, not letting the Sea of Fog escape his perception. On the other side, the same is true for the Zidao Zumo side. If the Sea of Fog is separated from perception, it will be difficult to find, and it will be difficult for those Zidao Zumos to return. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Mist Sea, come in. Now, Yi Tian found himself in a sea of mist, with the ground beneath his feet, but the mist was too dense. He tried to activate the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules, but found that he really couldn't activate it. Moreover, the original power and willpower in the body are difficult to mobilize. He didn't panic. After all, he knew the situation before he came. Swish swish swish, a person who reached the Tao realm left. Even if they can't display the rules of the Supreme Tao, they can't use their original strength and willpower, but relying on pure physical fitness, their speed is still very fast, and their combat effectiveness is also very strong. Yi Tian also chose a direction and left. Unable to use the Supreme Tao rules, my strength has been most affected. I have comprehended the second series of Supreme Tao rules, but I can't use them, so my strength is not much different from those of the 9th level Supreme Tao realm who are on the road to the strongest Tao. The difference? No, my physical fitness is still stronger. After all, Yi Tian has comprehended the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules, and his body is tempered by the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules, so it is naturally stronger, but it is not as good as the legendary body. It depends on whether the body can be copied. Yi Tian began to condense his duplicate body. The duplicate body begins to condense. Sure enough, even the sea of fog can't stop me from condensing and copying my body. In this way, I will have copy bodies one after another. Yi Tian murmured. Owning a duplicate body is equivalent to owning a life. Moreover, the original mark of the myriad Tao mirror left by Elder Mo Xian can also be copied, and any cloned body that kills the Supreme Tao Void Demon will be perceived by the myriad Tao realm as, it's his work. Subsequently, Yi Tian's duplicated bodies spread out, looking for resources, and also looking for the Supreme Tao Void Demon. Sure enough, Wu Hai has no common resources. After searching for so long, I can't find anything. Yi Tian frowned. If he didn't understand the situation, he would think that this place is just an ordinary place. Time flies. Suddenly, he sensed the wave of battle ahead. He flew over and soon came to the battle place. Boom. Two legendary Tao realms are fighting, one is the legendary Supreme Tao realm of the Innate Origin Alliance, and the other is the legendary Supreme Tao Void Demon. They are both fighting with legendary bodies, and every move and style does not contain the power of the Supreme Tao rules, it is purely physical strength fighting. Not long after, the legendary Taoist was injured. Apparently, the legendary Void Demon is stronger. However, Yi Tian still didn't help, but was spying in the dark. Without Supreme Rule 0.6, without origin and willpower, their recovery speed is very slow, and they are more likely to be injured in battle. Gradually, their injuries were all worthwhile, especially the legendary Taoist, who was even more injured, and wanted to escape, but the speed was too slow to escape at all. Therefore, the legendary Taoist can only fight. Just when the opponent was about to fall, Yi Tian appeared. Deacon Lin, let's go, and leave this legendary Supreme Tao Void Demon to me. Yi Tian appeared and shouted. The legendary Taoist who was called Deacon Lin by Yi Tian came from the Lin tribe and also recognized Yi Tian. Although Yi Tian has only reached the Tao realm at the 9th level, Yi Tian is willing to save himself, so he will naturally not refuse. Without saying a word, he fled directly. Thank you Deacon Yi. Chapter 2890 Primal Black Lotus. Deacon Lin ran away, but Yi Tian stopped him. 9th level to Tao realm, seek death. Legend has it that Tao Void Demon smiled coldly. No matter how powerful the 9th layer to Tao realm is, the monster is incomparable, without the legendary body, he can't show much strength here. Boom. Yi Tian started fighting with the legendary Supreme Tao Void Demon. As soon as he fought, Yi Tian knew that his strength was not as good as the opponent's. Even though his physical fitness far surpassed the other 9 realms, he was still not as good as the legendary body. Of course, the opponent's legendary body was suppressed by the Sea of Fog, and Yi Tian was only slightly weaker. This guy should be a top-notch legendary body, similar to the legendary body of the Emperor Changsheng, but he has been injured, and I can really kill him. Yi Tian secretly thought. The killing he was talking about naturally did not rely on his own duplicate body, but multiple duplicate bodies. Boom. The battle continued, and Yi Tian was also fighting for his life. After a while, several other duplicate bodies of Yi Tian rushed here and began to besiege this legendary Supreme Tao Void Demon. What? There are clones. Oh 7. The legendary Supreme Tao Void Demon finally recognized Yi Tian. You are Yi Tian of the Congenital Alliance. It's useless to recognize them, the fight still has to go on. Gradually, this legendary Taoist demon began to fight for his life, trying to escape, but Yi Tian was not afraid of losing the duplicate body at all. Finally, Yi Tian beheaded this legendary Supreme Tao Void Demon at the cost of a duplicate body that was on the verge of death. This guy didn't wait for many resources to come in, but he really has a good thing. Yi Tian took out a piece of a strange flower. If he did not admit his mistake, this should be the Eternal Darkness flower, which is very valuable, and even some Xeon legendary bodies need this treasure. Moreover, the Eternal Darkness flower can also be used to improve his cultivation. For example, if he devours the Eternal Darkness flower now, his cultivation can also be greatly improved. It's a pity that I don't have time to refine it, so put it away. Yi Tian left here quickly. In the days that followed, Yi Tian's other cloned bodies were always looking for resources. If they were unlucky, they encountered a terrifying legendary Taoist, and they were killed immediately, and they couldn't escape. Fortunately, the Sea of Fog is relatively large, and the perception is not far away, so the chance of encountering the Supreme Tao Void Demon is not high. If you encounter a battle, just stay away. In fact, there is not much danger. His duplicate body fell, mainly because he took the initiative to move over, and was killed. This day, Yi Tian also found something good. Jin Shi. And it's not one piece, but a pile. Luck is coming. Yi Tian said with a smile. He remembered that in the Supreme Void, there were elders who bought the Longgu Tianjin stone, one piece of 100 million eternity gold coins, which was equivalent to the value of Changye to Dao gold liquid. And there are at least hundreds of Longgu Tianjin stones here, and their value is so high. In the future, when I break through to the legendary Dao realm, I will need various materials. Perhaps I will need the Dragon Ancient Heavenly Stone. Yi Tian put away these Longgu Tianjin stones and left. Time flies. In the Sea of Fog, a man named Ji Dao Jing fought with the Ji Dao Void Demon, and both sides fell. Mo River Fortress. Elder Mo Xian is paying attention to Wan Dao Mirror. Another deacon has fallen, and in a short period of time, more than 50 deacons have fallen. Elder Mo Xian murmured. He doesn't care about this loss, what he cares about is which side the opportunity to break through the veteran falls on. Time passed slowly. The losses on both sides are increasing, but there are also Supreme Dao Realm or Supreme Dao Void demons who have found good things and come out of the Sea of Fog. However, Yi Tian killed quite a few Supreme Dao demons. He successively killed 6 legendary Supreme Dao demons and more than 29 layered Supreme Dao demons. Killing so many, there should be hope to get a quota of elders. After all, the deacons are not strong, and the elders occupy the quota. Yi Tian thought. And he killed these void demons of the Supreme Dao, took away their property, and obtained a lot of good things, all of which were top-level resources that were not available in the past, suitable for the level of the legendary Supreme Dao realm. I don't know if the treasure resource that breaks through the veteran level has been found. Yi Tian felt that he might not have the strength to snatch it. Su Hona and other legends have come to the Dao realm. They are existences close to the veteran level, their strength is so terrifying, killing the top legends to the Dao realm is like killing ants. Even in the Sea of Fog, unable to use the rules of the Supreme Dao, his physical strength is still terrifying, enough to instantly kill the general legend of the Supreme Dao realm, and he can also be killed instantly. On the side of Zidao Zumo, there must be such a legendary Zidao Zumo. What qualifications does he have to snatch it? He just needs to get some more resources honestly, and get another elder quota, and he doesn't think much about it. Sea of Fog. An area is covered with black mist, but within this black mist there is a black lotus flower, releasing a terrifying aura. But near the black lotus, there is a huge black snake, swimming in the black mist. A legendary Taoist came here and was attracted by the black lotus. Could it be the legendary original black lotus? With it, the hope of becoming a veteran will be greatly increased. He took a deep breath and prepared to try to pick this original black lotus. But just as he stepped into the range of the black mist, the giant black snake attacked. Boom! As soon as the two sides collided, the legendary Taoist was immediately blown away, his whole body was cracked. Forget that I am in the Sea of Fog. Here, my strength can't be used at all. 817, and this black giant snake is the companion spirit of the original black lotus. With the strength of the environment, I am far from being an opponent. This legendary Taoist was unwilling to leave, so he told a top legendary Taoist of his own group about the information here. If one's own group obtained the original Black Lotus, that would be a great contribution. However, by accident, another void demon of the legendary Supreme Dao came here, and also discovered the original Black Lotus. That's it. More and more legendary Supreme Dao realm and legendary Supreme Dao void demons are fighting, and both sides are trying to snatch the original Black Lotus. This day, Soho comes here. Su He, Mo Ya, Long Tang, 3 legends who are extremely close to the strength of the veterans have come here. On the side of Zidao Zumo, there are also several invincible demon lords descending. This place quickly became their battlefield, and ordinary legends dare not approach it. Boom! The two sides continued to fight, all for the purpose of snatching the original Black Lotus. Suddenly, Su Ho exploded with a terrifying legendary body, rushed out of the blockade in one fell swoop, killed the giant black snake with one blow, took away the original Black Lotus and fled. What? You have cultivated the legendary body of the Ice Phoenix to a perfect state. They were beyond shock. Chapter 2891 Elder, Golden Feather Liquid. For a long time, the legendary body of the Ice Phoenix that Su Ho showed was only in the Dao realm, but the strength was almost invincible at the legendary Dao realm. But now, Su Ho has displayed the legendary body of the Ice Phoenix in a perfect state, that is truly invincible. You must know that Suho's Ice Phoenix legendary body is the strongest legendary body, and she is also walking the path of the strongest to the Tao, so one can imagine how terrifying her strength is. The strength shown by Suho not only suppressed several other legendary Supreme Tao realms, but also suppressed those legendary Supreme Tao Void Demons. Chase. They still don't want to give up the original Black Lotus. If it is really obtained by Suho and makes Suho a legend, then he is not an ordinary veteran but a top veteran. Therefore, the Supreme Tao Void Demon side is unwilling to give up. But, Suho's strength is still strong enough to get rid of these invincible legends and ghosts, and then quickly come out of the Sea of Fog. Her goal has been achieved, there is no need to stay in the Sea of Fog. As soon as Suho came out, the elder Su Yuan of the Su clan descended. Old ancestor, I have obtained the original Black Lotus. Suho said. Okay. Su Yuan was very excited. With the original Black Lotus, coupled with the background of our Su clan, it is enough to increase your chance of breaking through to 70%. Elder Mo Xian, who was at the side, said enviously, Su Yuan, congratulations to you Su clan, the opportunity is not small during this time. Just luck, Su Yuan said. Afterwards, Su Yuan took Suho back to the Soviet region. Sea of Fog. Yi Tian is still collecting resources here and looking for the Supreme Tao Void Demon killing, but he has also received news. The resource in the Sea of Fog that helps to break through to the veteran level turned out to be the original Black Lotus, and it was also obtained by Suho. Yi Tian was surprised. In other words, if Suho breaks through to the veteran level, will he still be able to guard Winter Night Fortress in the future? Even if Suho doesn't go to guard the Winter Night Fortress, he should send a top legend to guard it. After all, I have an agreement with the Su. Yi Tian thought. Since the original Black Lotus was snatched away, those top legends to the Tao realm also leave. Their goal is the original Black Lotus. As for other resources that don't help them much, they naturally look down on them. But there are also rumors that the Supreme Tao realm is left behind, and they plan to kill more Supreme Tao virtual demons or find more resources for the younger generations. Time flies. As time passed slowly, Yi Tian gained more and more, but he was in a good mood. But this day, he received a notice that Wu Hai was going to stay away from Void Domain. Even Mo Xian and the elders couldn't stop them, they had to come out as soon as possible. Go out. Yi Tian's body turned into a ray of light to hit the void barrier above the Sea of Fog. It is not difficult to get out from the inside of the Sea of Fog, but it is difficult to get in. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. The barrier of the Sea of Fog was broken, and Yi Tian came to the outside world, and then was lured by Elder Mo Xian, and landed in the Mohe Fortress. The imprint of Wan Daojing was withdrawn. Afterwards, Yi Tian waited silently. One elder quota should be no problem. Yi Tian thought to himself. Soon, all the Supreme Tao realms came out. 300 people have fallen to the Tao realm. As soon as this data was announced, Tian Fen was shocked. But if you think about it carefully, it seems quite normal. Perhaps from the perspective of other deacons, the Congenital Origin Alliance has suffered a heavy loss this time. However, this loss is nothing at all. Without him, the Congenital Origin Alliance has no shortage of 9 levels to Tao realm and deacons. If one more veteran can be born, even if 100 legends to Tao realm fall, it will be worth it. But this time, most of the people who fell were in the 9th level Supreme Tao realm, so the loss was even more insignificant. Subsequently, Elder Mo Xian began to announce the selection of the 6 elders. Open black lens bracket Moron close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Suji close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Yi Tian close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Zhangyazi close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Shulin close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Dongshuan close black lens bracket. These 6 names were announced, causing many deacons to exclaim. That's all for the other 5, they are all relatively powerful legends to the Tao realm, but in the past there was no quota for elders, so they didn't become elders, in fact, they all have the strength of elders. As for Yi Tian, even though his combat power is very strong in the 9th level Supreme Tao realm, it is stronger than many legendary Supreme Tao realms, but in the Sea of Fog, he cannot use the Supreme Tao rules. Yi Tian's Supreme Tao rules are no higher. Use it, how can you kill so many Supreme Tao virtual demons? They were very puzzled, but there must be no problem with this quota, and Elder Mo Xian would not choose Yi Tian on purpose. In this way, Yi Tian obtained the eldership of the Congenital Origin Alliance. Only after Yi Tian became the elder of the Congenital Origin Alliance did he realize how precious the number of elders was. First, elders can buy many resources and treasures, which are not available to deacons. Moreover, the elders can obtain all the knowledge of practice inheritance from the legendary Tao realm, and he exchanged this inheritance knowledge immediately. In addition, the elders also have a legendary weapon reward. He didn't have a legendary Supreme Tao weapon before. Winter Night Stronghold, a legendary Supreme Tao puppet brought Yi Tian's elder reward. A legendary Supreme Tao weapon battlesuit, with extremely strong defense, and a piece of fine nectar golden feather liquid, which is much more precious than the fine nectar Supreme Tao liquid. A serving of fine nectar and golden feather liquid can enhance the cultivation base of the legendary Supreme Tao. Certainly, it is also feasible if it is refined to the Zhouzhong Tao realm, but it is a bit wasteful. Waste is waste. I have to upgrade to the peak cultivation base of the 9th level to Tao realm as soon as possible. As for those useless fine nectar to Tao golden liquid, leave it to my son. Yi Tian is going to refine this fine nectar and golden feather liquid. Boom! The energy of the fine nectar golden feather liquid swept Yi Tian's whole body, quickly improving his cultivation experience. The effect of Changye Jinyu liquid is too awesome. Comparing Changjiang Daojinye with Changjiang Jinyuya, it is scum. However, the energy of Changye golden feather liquid is too terrifying. The general 9th layer to Tao realm cannot be refined, and it will be exploded directly. After all, in terms of physical fitness, he himself is not inferior to the legendary Tao realm, so he dared to refine Changye golden feather liquid. One after another, the era of the Supreme Tao has passed. About 500 to after the Tao era. Boom! Yi Tian's cultivation has made a breakthrough, and he has reached the peak of the 9th layer to the Tao realm. This breakthrough was so easy. But if he couldn't become an elder, he wouldn't be able to obtain the golden feather liquid. I wonder if there is a chance to obtain a large amount of fine nectar and golden feather liquid. Yi Tian thought to himself. Now, after his cultivation breakthrough, he is ready to hit the legendary Tao realm. According to the inheritance knowledge of the legendary Tao realm, he now has a good understanding of how to impact the legendary Tao realm. For a long time, he thought that the secret method of the legendary body was learned, but he did not expect that it came from the powerful legendary blood. Any kind of legendary body contains the corresponding legendary body cultivation method of the legendary body. Therefore, he needs to refine the blood of the strongest legend, and then hit the legend to the Tao realm. Chapter 2892 The legendary body of the dragon scale, breaking through the legend to the Tao realm. Yi Tian now has several Xeon legendary blood in his hand. Which Xeon legendary blood should he take? 1000 blood golden ape, 8-winged golden cicada, 9-colored ancient pung, night ancient lizard. Yi Tian thought about it carefully, and finally decided to refine the golden scale ancient dragon. The golden scale ancient dragon was the most powerful of these legendary creatures, and he was also the last legendary creature he killed. The Xeon legendary blood of the golden scale ancient dragon should have the best effect. Then take the Xeon legendary blood of the golden scale ancient dragon. Yi Tian took out the most powerful legendary blood of the golden scale ancient dragon, swallowed it in one gulp, and then began to refine it. Boom! The legendary blood of the golden scale ancient dragon Xeon melted into Yi Tian's body little by little, and the inheritance of its legendary body was released step by step, and was absorbed by Yi Tian. Gradually, Yi Tianming realized a method of cultivating the legendary body. Dragon scale legendary body. The dragon scale legendary body requires a variety of materials to be successfully cast. One of the most precious is the ancient dragon scale stone, which is of high value. However, Yi Tian found dozens of ancient dragon scale stones in the Sea of Fog, and some in the legend world, and there is still no shortage. As for other materials, most of them were found, only 6 materials were missing. These 6 materials are not difficult to find, and almost all of them can be exchanged in the Congenital Origin Alliance. Subsequently, 660, he went to exchange it, and quickly obtained these 6 materials, so it was all together. Once the materials are assembled, then the official attack on the legendary Tao realm will begin. Boom! A variety of materials were devoured and refined by Yi Tian, and the legendary body was cast according to the method of the dragon scale legendary body, and if one wanted to forge the dragon scale legendary body, one needed to comprehend the rules of the 3rd sequence of Supreme Tao. And Yi Tian has even comprehended the rules of the 2nd sequence of Supreme Tao, so it is not difficult to break through. With the passage of time, the legendary body of the dragon scale gradually took shape under the tempering of the 2nd sequence of Supreme Rules. After about tens of thousands of Tao era, the legendary body of the dragon scale was finally successfully condensed. In an instant, a terrifying aura spread from the Winter Night Fortress, making countless Supreme Tao realms shudder all over, and looked at Yi Tian's retreat place one after another. Elder Yi suddenly broke. Yi Tian was originally the 9th layer Supreme Tao realm on the road to the strongest Tao, but now he breaks through and becomes the legendary Supreme Tao realm. How terrifying his strength will become. Soon, the news spread, and countless Supreme Tao realms were envious. Soviet domain. Su Changsheng was not surprised when he learned that Yi Tian was here. After all, Yi Tian has the blood of the most powerful legend, and the rule of the Supreme Way has comprehended the realm of the second sequence of the rule of the Supreme Way. If Yi Tian can't break through, then no one can break through. Another period of time passed. Yi Tian's cultivation has steadily reached the level of legend to Tao realm. Finally reached the legendary Supreme Tao realm, but now it should be only the initial stage of the legendary Supreme Tao realm, and even the dragon scale legendary body is only an entry-level realm. The only advantage is to comprehend the rules of the second sequence of Supreme Tao, but the strength is as good as Su Ho's. There is still a huge gap compared to the strong ones. Yi Tian murmured. His next step is to improve his cultivation, and he also has to upgrade the dragon scale legendary body to the realms of Shaocheng, Dacheng, and Consummation. And if you want to improve the realm of the dragon scale legendary body, you have to prepare a lot of materials, which can even be called starfish materials. It's no wonder that the ancient emperor of Longyan has been buying Longyan Linshi, mainly because the demand is too much. Yi Tian secretly thought, he still has some ancient dragon scale stones in his hand, but the demand is too much. This ancient dragon scale stone is completely a drop in the bucket, not enough at all. No way, I have to learn from the elder Longyan ancient emperor and buy a large number of ancient dragon scale stones, otherwise I will collect them slowly by myself, and it will take an untold long time. Yi Tian thought to himself. After Yi Tian left the customs, many legends came to congratulate him, including some elders, including the elder Longyan ancient emperor, Su Changsheng and so on. Congratulations to Elder Yi for breaking through the legendary Tao realm. All the legends came to the Tao realm to congratulate. Yi Tian entertained these legends to the Tao realm one by one, and at the same time held a grand celebration event in human domain, inviting all forces, and announced that he had broken through to become the legendary Tao realm. This grand event was held for a long time before it dissipated. And from this moment on, he is also a veritable elder. Unlike before, he was called an elder, but he only cultivated at the 9th level of the highest level of Taoism, and many of the highest levels of Taoism were still unconvinced. But now, there is no legend who dares not to be convinced. Supreme Void. Yi Tian sat and chatted with the ancient Emperor Longyan, and they were also at the ancient Longyan banquet of the Puritanism. Elder Longyan, the golden feather liquid that was rewarded to our elders is a good thing. How can I get more golden feather liquid? Yi Tian asked for advice. Ancient Emperor Longyan smiled and said, I also want to obtain more Changye golden feather liquid, but unfortunately there is no way. Do you know how to obtain Changye golden feather liquid? It takes a veteran to go to a special place to refine enough. It takes 3 million Dao era to extract a portion of the golden feather liquid. Therefore, only newly promoted elders can obtain a portion of the golden feather liquid, and every 100 million to the Dao era, the elders will take out a batch. Let the elders exchange the fine nectar and golden feather liquid. Now, there are still 60 million Zidao era before the next batch of exchange, and it cannot be exchanged at present. There are still 60 million Dao era before they can be exchanged for Changye golden feather liquid. Yi Tian frowned slightly. It seemed that there was nothing he could do at the moment. Elder Longyan, I am practicing the dragon scale legendary body, and I need to buy a lot of ancient dragon scale stones. Do you have any? Yi Tian asked. There are some ancient dragon scale stones, but I need Longyan Linshi. 5 cubic meters of Longyan Linshi can be exchanged for 1 cubic dragon scale ancient stone. The ancient Emperor Longyan said. Yi Tian agreed. In the years that followed, Yi Tian traded some ancient dragon scale stones with some other elders or forces, and gradually harvested a lot of ancient dragon scale stones. Worse. It has to be said that it would take unimaginable resources and energy to cultivate a Xeon legendary body to a perfect state. Lost Realm. Yi Tian entered here again, but he didn't come in as the legendary Supreme Tao realm, but copied a copy body of the 9th level Supreme Tao realm, let such a duplicate body go in, and then looked for Longyan Linshi. After a period of time, he found another 500 cubic meters of Longyan Linshi, and then came out to trade with the ancient Emperor Longyan for 100 cubic meters of ancient dragon scale stones, about 100 pieces of ancient dragon scale stones, large and small. Unknowingly, another 100,000 years of the Tao era have passed. His ancient dragon scale stones and other materials have been consumed, but the legendary body of the dragon scale has only improved by 1/3, and it is still far from reaching the stage of Shaocheng. Chapter 2893. One after another broke through the legend to the Dao realm. The legendary dragon scale body can only be improved slowly, and even if it reaches the Shaocheng realm, it will be even more difficult to reach the Dacheng realm and the consummation realm. Yi Tian murmured, the second sequence of supreme Dao rules is currently in a state of stagnation. In terms of cultivation, it is not realistic to want to improve quickly. Therefore, his current strength cannot be improved quickly in a short period of time. Time cannot be improved quickly for the time being, so Yi Tian spends time on the human domain, exchanging various precious resources to expand the human domain. For example, a resource called the Heavenly Crystal of the Origin Realm, integrated into the innate original domain, can quickly expand the innate original domain. For example, Su Yu and Qin Yu didn't know how many original heavenly crystals were incorporated into them to make these innate original domains extremely powerful, far surpassing other innate original domains. Yi Tian's wealth is not as good as that of the elders, but he also exchanged some original crystals and integrated them into the human domain, making the human domain stronger again. In addition, he is also cultivating the geniuses of the human race, trying to cultivate more 9 realms, so that people can continue to grow. With Yi Tian providing resources frantically, geniuses of the human race were born one after another, among which his descendants cultivated more geniuses. After all, he himself treats his own family more favorably. And his son Yi Xingchen was also under his crazy training, and even the fine nectar to Dao gold liquid was continuously provided, which easily pushed his cultivation base to the 9th layer to the Dao realm. In addition, Yi Tian also gave his son Yi Xingchen a high-quality item of the 3rd sequence supreme law, and used other treasures to get rid of the sequelae, and successfully made his son Yi Xingchen comprehend the 3rd sequence supreme law. It has to be said that if there are resources, one can cultivate the 9 realms to the Dao realm at will. He was going to wait for Yi Xingchen's cultivation to rise to the 9th level and reach the peak of the Dao realm, and then give him a piece of Xian legendary blood to make him break through. In this way, human domain has 2 top legends to Dao realm. This day, Yi Tian's wife Xiao Yu and daughter Yi Xingyu have also reached the 9th level to the peak of the Dao realm under the accumulation of resources provided by him. Because they are not walking the path of being the strongest to the Dao, but just the ordinary 9 level to the peak of the Dao. Therefore, it is easier to improve the cultivation base, and the resources spent are relatively small. Subsequently, he took out 2 copies of the top legendary blood and gave them to let them cultivate the top legendary body. It is also possible to cultivate a top legendary body from the ordinary 9th level to the peak of the Dao realm, but under normal circumstances, it is impossible to do so. The blood of the top legend is too precious, it is impossible to obtain it from the ordinary 9th level peak to Dao realm, and no force will give them such good things. However, Yi Tian gave it to his relatives, so that after breaking through and becoming the legendary realm, his strength will be even stronger. Human domain, human temple. Yi Tian's wife, Xiao Yu, is attacking the legendary realm. She chose the top legendary blood, the legendary blood of Shuanggu Yulang, which suits her very well. With the help of Yi Tian, many resources were prepared, and Xiao Yu broke through to the legendary realm very easily. After, with his help, his daughter Yi Xingyu also successfully broke through to the legendary realm. In this way, the human domain also has 3 legends to the Dao realm. It's no wonder that the major forces don't like to cultivate the 9-level supreme Dao realm who takes the path of the strongest Dao. It is easier to cultivate the ordinary supreme Dao realm. I easily raised my wife and daughter to the legendary supreme Dao realm. And my sons, the cultivation resources are more than 100 times that of theirs, and they have not yet broken through to the legendary Dao realm, and it will take a lot of time to raise their cultivation base to the 9th level to the peak of the Dao realm. Yi Tian murmured. However, once you go to the end, you will be almost invincible, and it is normal to spend a lot of resources on cultivation. It's a pity that the most powerful veterans of the Congenital Origin Alliance are not the veterans who have walked the road of being the strongest. Before you know it, another 300,000 years have passed since the Dao era. Under Yi Tian's vigorous training, his son Yi Xingchen has finally reached the peak of the 9th layer Dao realm, and began to attack the legendary Dao realm. He gave the blood of the 9-colored Ji Yu Peng Xian legend to his son, allowing him to condense the ancient Peng legend body. It didn't take long for him to collect the materials. Once his son breaks through to the legendary realm, he doesn't care about the resources behind him, and he can't control them anymore. After another tens of thousands of Dao era, Yi Xingqian successfully broke through and became the legendary Supreme Dao Realm, and also the fourth legendary Supreme Dao Realm in human domain. As a result, human domain's strength naturally skyrocketed. Right now, human domain lacks a veteran. If a patriarch was born in the human domain, it would be enough to rival the Soviet domain, Qin domain and other places. 0 Seeking Flowers 0. Supreme Void. Emperor Longyan came to chat with Yi Tian again. Elder Yi, your human domain has been very lively recently. Several legends have been born one after another, and there is also a legend who has walked the road to the strongest road. Ancient Emperor Longyan envied. He knows how expensive it is to cultivate these legends to the Dao realm in a short period of time. If he is allowed to train, he will not be able to train, there are not so many resources. Only Yi Tian can come up with so many good things. Elder Longyan, I also ran out of resources, but it's a pity that after reaching the legendary realm, it will be difficult to quickly improve my strength. Yi Tian said with emotion. Ancient Emperor Longyan rolled his eyes. How long have you been cultivating? We have to be patient when we say that we have reached the Dao realm. The years of cultivation are in units of billions of Dao era. Your cultivation speed is already terrifying, and I can count how many ancient dragon scale stones I have collected. Maybe one day, your ancient dragon scale body will reach the realm of Shaocheng, and your strength will skyrocket again. 0. While chatting and laughing, ancient Emperor Longyan suddenly said, Yi Tian, if you really want to improve quickly, you might as well go to the primordial void to try. There are countless resources, but there are a few rare resources. Once you find them, you will post them. Of course, most of the time you can't find anything, and you have no choice but to quit. Don't you have many clones? You can send a clone, try it in the past, maybe you will gain something. Primitive Void. Yi Tian knew for the first time. Elder Longyan, what is the primordial void? Ancient Emperor Longyan said, the primordial void is far away from us. It can be regarded as the intersection of time and space in the void domain. It can also be regarded as a special treasure land, but it is too big. The primordial void has 3 kinds of precious treasures. Dragon liquid, primordial dust gold, primal boundary flower. Among them, the primordial underworld dragon liquid can greatly improve the cultivation level, similar to the effect of Changye golden feather liquid. Primordial dust gold is the second-order supreme rule item, and most of them are of very high quality. The original dust gold is low, but for countless years, 6 pieces of high-quality original dust gold have been born. As for the original world flower, it can resurrect the elders to the 9th level to the Dao realm, offsetting most of the backlash. At present, the elders are buying the original world flower. These 3 are good things. Yi Tian was astonished. Chapter 2894 The original treasure mouse. Especially the primordial boundary flower, which can revive the elder to the 9th layer to Dao realm, offset most of the backlash, which is an exaggeration. The strength of the elders is terrifying. They can resurrect the 9th level to the Dao realm, but the price is too high, and it can even make the weaker elders fall. Only the top veterans dare to resurrect the 9th to the Dao realm. But the price is too high, no top veteran is willing to do this, unless it is their own relatives. Yi Tian can also revive weaker creatures in the human domain, but he has to pay a little price. For example, if some geniuses of human beings fall, he will also be resurrected, but it also depends on whether it is really worth resurrecting. He can't do it to revive the 9th level to the Taoist realm. If he dares to do so, he will die instantly. The original world flower is a good thing, and the other 2 are also good things. Yi Tian is going to enter the primordial void to have a try. If you find any of these 3 resources, 920, it will be a big profit. Of course, what he most wanted to find was the original underworld dragon liquid. If he found it, he could improve his cultivation. After Elder Longyan Ancient Emperor told Yi Tian the location of the primordial void, he went to the primordial void. It's indeed a bit far away. It took me so long to reach the primordial void. Yi Tian came to the entrance of the primordial void and murmured. Yi Tian passed through the entrance of the primordial void and entered the primordial void. Primordial void, empty. This is the primordial void, it seems nothing special. Yi Tian murmured. Then, he started looking for resources. After some years, there's nothing, it's too boring, no wonder Emperor Longyan didn't want to come here to look for resources, it's just luck. Yi Tian was quite helpless. Gradually, the long years passed. If it wasn't for him having multiple duplicate bodies, which would not affect his cultivation, he would have left long ago. As the Elder Longyan Ancient Emperor said, the primordial void, the time and space are infinitely elongated, and the area here is too large. This day, Yi Tian sensed a special creature in the primordial void. It was a mouse-like creature, constantly jumping in the time and space of the primordial void. He sensed it once, and the other party jumped away. The speed was so fast that even he couldn't catch up. Open black lens bracket original treasure mouse close black lens bracket. Yi Tian saw the other party's name through copying talent. Supreme Void. Yi Tian contacted ancient Emperor Longyan. Elder Longyan, do you know the original treasure mouse? Yi Tian asked casually. Emperor Longyan nodded. I know, the original treasure mouse is the darling of the original void time and space. It can jump between time and space at will, the speed is incomparably fast, and the cultivation level is comparable to the ordinary legendary Dao realm, and the combat power is not strong, but it can escape. Moreover, it is a real treasure mouse, and it can easily find good things. However, we can't control it, and we can't track it. Could it be possible to find treasures such as primordial world flowers? Yi Tian was surprised. Emperor Longyan smiled and said, if you spend more time, you can still find it. It is said that there is a top veteran who is good at tracking, but when he is idle, he goes to track the original treasure mouse. Turns out some resources were found. But even if the original treasure rats could be found, they didn't bother to look for them. After all, they had no desire to cultivate and had little interest in improving their strength. Quote. I see. Yi Tian understood. He was secretly excited. He could completely copy the body of the original treasure mouse, and then use the identity of the original treasure mouse to search for resources in the original void. In this case, he has the hope to find a large amount of original dark dragon liquid, and quickly improve his cultivation. Primordial Void. Yi Tian began to condense the copy body of the original treasure mouse, and soon the copy body of the original treasure mouse condensed. At this time, his replica body of the original treasure mouse seems to have a special sense, as if a huge area is within his perception. In this special perception, there is nothing hidden from him, he even can perceive the value of these items and so on. It really is the treasure hunting ability of the original treasure mouse. Yi Tian started the treasure hunt. Swish, he made a space-time jump and came to another area. However, most areas of the primordial void don't have any good things, so you have to be patient when looking for treasures. Swish swish swish, Yi Tian constantly travels through time and space, almost staying in an area for a moment. If there is really a good thing, he will sense it directly, and there is no need to search slowly. After many years, hey, I sensed it. Yi Tian was attracted by a treasure. You must know that items that can attract primitive treasures are good things, and ordinary items cannot attract primitive treasure mice at all. Swish, Yi Tian shuttled past. This is a continent of ruins, and there are broken traces everywhere. However, in the depths of the fragments of this ruined continent, a treasure has been bred. With a wave of Yi Tian's hand, the second sequence of Supreme Dao rules shattered this fragmented continent, and took out a treasure hidden inside. This is primordial dust gold. Yi Tian sensed the aura of the second sequence of the Supreme Law. This is a piece of the second sequence of the Supreme Law item. How high is its value? It's just that the quality of this original dust gold is not good, it is low quality original dust gold. Once the original dust gold of this quality is refined, its foundation will be destroyed, and its body will gradually collapse. Only extremely rare treasures can keep the body from collapsing, but if you want to cultivate, you can't do it, and you can only linger on. Yi Tian secretly thought. Just because the side effects are so great, there are no top legends to come here to search for the original dust gold. In the endless years, only 6 high-quality primitive dust gold have been unearthed. The probability ratio is too low. However, this treasure is still helpful to me. Yi Tian murmured. Then, he put away this low-grade 0.0 quality original dust gold of the second sequence of Supreme Rules. If there is enough of this primitive dust gold, his second sequence of Supreme Rules will also quickly improve. Find a low-quality second-order Supreme Rule item, this is a good start. Yi Tian continued to use the original treasure mouse to find resources. In the blink of an eye, a relatively long period of time has passed. On this day, Yi Tian found something good again. This time it was not the original dust gold of the second sequence of Supreme Dao Rules, but the original Dark Dragon liquid. In a void, a drop of primordial Dark Dragon liquid condensed out of a sea, which was sensed by Yi Tian. Receive. This drop of primordial Dark Dragon liquid has arrived. That's right, with the copy body of the original treasure mouse, I'm not afraid that I won't be able to find resources. Yi Tian said excitedly. Chapter 2895 The legend reaches the middle stage of Taoism. Subsequently, Yi Tian's original treasure mouse gave this drop of original underworld dragon liquid to the real body to copy the body. This copy body is here to practice. After Yi Tian got the original underworld dragon liquid, he began to cultivate here. Grunt. After swallowing the original dark dragon liquid, Yi Tian began to refine it to improve his cultivation. With the passage of time, Yi Tian's cultivation base is improving, and the speed of improvement is far beyond before. This day, Yi Tian found another drop of primordial dark dragon liquid. For him, the primordial void is a real treasure. The original dark dragon liquid improves the cultivation level, and the original dust gold upgrades the second sequence to the realm of Taoism. It can be said that Yi Tian's strength is improving every moment. After a period of time, Yi Tian found another treasure, one of the 3 treasures of the primordial void, the primordial realm flower. The primordial world flower is transparent and exudes an extremely rich atmosphere of time and space. Yi Tian carefully took the original boundary flower and put it away. This kind of primordial world flower is very precious, even if you don't need it, some elders will buy it if you sell it. 07. Time flies. Yi Tian harvested more and more. Even before refining this drop of the original Hades dragon liquid, another drop of the original Hades dragon liquid was found. In addition, the same goes for raw dust gold. One after another, the era of the Supreme Tao has passed. 10,000 Supreme Tao era. 100,000 Tao era. The primordial void doesn't seem to have much primal underworld liquid, primal dust gold, and primordial realm flower. Yi Tian murmured, because he is not the only one who came here to search for resources. Over the endless years, one after another from the legendary Tao realm came here to search. Although most of them did not gain anything, but occasionally there will be gains. So, a lot of resources are found. Plus, sometimes elders come in too. This time, he was able to obtain such a quantity of 3 kinds of treasures, which was already a trick. That's almost it. I guess it will take a long time for the regiment to breed new resources. Yi Tian secretly thought. Winter Night Stronghold. Yi Tian is back. After returning, he continued to practice in closed doors. He obtained a lot of primordial dark dragon liquid, primal dust gold, and primordial realm flower, which he has not used up yet. Not long after he came back, Yi Tian's cultivation finally broke through from the legend to the early stage of the Tao realm to the middle stage of the legend to the Tao realm with the help of the original dark dragon liquid. If it was given to ordinary legends to the Tao realm, the original ghost dragon liquid he consumed would be enough to advance their cultivation to the peak of the legendary Tao realm. In addition, Yi Tian's realm of the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules has also skyrocketed, and now he has suddenly realized that the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules is 65% of the realm, which is already a terrifying progress. He seriously suspects that the realm of the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules of some veterans is not as good as his. However, his strength is still far behind the veteran. Next, we have to trade a lot of ancient dragon scale stones, so let's trade them with primordial realm flowers. With which veteran did Yi Tian think to trade with? Su clan, old man Su Yuan. Yi Tian thought of this elder. So, he contacted the elder and proposed the original boundary flower. Supreme Void. Yi Tian met with elder Su Yuan. Yi Tian, do you have the primordial boundary flower in your hand? Elder Su Yuan asked. Yes. Yi Tian nodded. I want to trade the ancient dragon scale stone with primordial boundary flower. Elder Su Yuan should have the ancient dragon scale stone or have a way to obtain it, right? Su Yuan smiled slightly. Of course I can easily get ancient dragon scale stones. How about this? One primordial flower can be exchanged for 1,000 cubic meters of ancient dragon scale stones. Isn't that too much? It is good. Yi Tian agreed. This transaction is also considered reasonable, and he has no reason to refuse. Is there no limit on the quantity? Yi Tian added. Could it be that you have more than one primordial flower? This time it was his turn to be surprised. Yes, Yi Tian replied. Su Yuan was silent for a while. I only need 5 primitive boundary flowers. If you have more primitive boundary flowers, I don't need them either. Okay, then trade 5 primordial world flowers. Yi Tian said. Su Yuan was very surprised. He wanted 5 primordial world flowers, but Yi Tian could also get them. The primordial world flower only exists in the primordial void, and one can only rely on luck to find the primordial world flower there. Even if he went in to search for it, he might not be able to find 5 primordial world flowers in endless years. Yi Tian must have found more than 5 primordial world flowers. He can only say that he was lucky. He didn't know what to say except luck. Winter Night Stronghold. Su Yuan personally brought 5,000 square dragon scale stones here, and Yi Tian also took out 5 primordial world flowers. The parties have completed the transaction. Elder Su Yuan, happy cooperation. Yi Tian said. Subsequently, Elder Su Yuan left Winter Night Fortress and returned to the Soviet region. After returning, Elder Su Yuan is going to resurrect a 9th-level Supreme Taoist who is very important to him, Su Luo. Su Luo is his grandson, who was beheaded by the Void Demon of the Supreme Tao long ago. He couldn't revive it, otherwise he would have to be seriously injured or die. Therefore, he has been buying the original World Flower. However, there are quite a lot of 9 realms that have fallen in the innate realm, so the primordial boundary flowers are simply not enough, and many veterans are buying them. If there is no primordial boundary flower, who would dare to casually revive a 9th level to 507 Tao realm? Moreover, in the case of possessing the primordial boundary flower, one can only revive the ordinary 9-fold Supreme Tao realm, but cannot revive the 9-realm Supreme Tao realm that walks the path of the strongest Supreme Tao. Fortunately, his grandson took the ordinary road, and went on the road of becoming the strongest. Old ancestor, do you really want to revive Su Luo? Soho is here. Yes. Su Yuan replied, you should be breaking through soon. When you break through, the strength of our Su clan will skyrocket. Even if I get hit hard, it won't affect the strength of the Su clan. Old ancestor, can you revive Su Luo after I break through? Soho asked. Su Yuan was silent for a while, then nodded, okay. So in the days that followed, Soho was ready to hit the senior level. Another tens of thousands of Tao era time has passed. This day, in the imaginary area where Su Yu was located, an extremely terrifying phantom erupted, covering the endless territory. The other party seemed to be in the origin of time and space in the Void Realm, and the shackles of time and space that bound her were shattered one after another, and the terrifying atmosphere permeated the many innate original domains of the Innate Original Domain Alliance. Such a vision naturally shocked all the Supreme Tao realms. Yi Tian also spied this scene, and was quite surprised in his heart. Soon, he knew what was going on. Su Ho in the Soviet region made a breakthrough, breaking through from the legend to the Tao realm to the veteran level. Chapter 2896 Legendary Ancient Ruins. Su He's breakthrough was too important to the Su clan, it greatly enhanced the strength of the Su clan, and also gave birth to a top elder of the Su clan, whose strength was still higher than that of Su Yuan. After a period of time, Soho stabilized the realm and held a celebration party for the elders. Yi Tian also participated and gave a little gift. Su Ho, I'm going to revive Su Luo. During this period of time, all affairs of the Su clan will be entrusted to you. Su Yuan said. Old ancestor, don't worry. Soho agreed. Subsequently, Su Yuan took the primordial boundary flower, began to reverse time and space, and revived 9 layers to Tao realm Su Luo. In an instant, the time and space of the imaginary domain prevented Su Yuan from doing so. Boom, the terrifying force acted on Su Yuan's body. Even though Su Yuan was a veteran-level existence with an extremely terrifying cultivation base, he still couldn't bear it. But at this time, the power of the primordial world flower bloomed, offsetting most of the backlash, but the remaining backlash force still cracked Su Yuan's whole body. However, Su Luo's body solidified a little bit, and his consciousness was also returning. Finally, Su Luo opened his eyes and came back to life completely. This is the real resurrection. Grandfather. As soon as Su Luo came back to life, seeing Su Yuan who was covered in cracks, he immediately understood what was going on. Su Luo, don't show your face for the time being. You can practice here with peace of mind. I need to repair my injury. Su Yuan ordered. Yes, Su Luo agreed. What happened to the Su people, Yi Tian didn't know. At this time, Yi Tian is using various materials collected to cultivate the dragon scale legend body. His material collection is almost the same, and it won't be long before he can cultivate the dragon scale legendary body to the Shaocheng realm, and his strength will skyrocket again at that time. Time flies. 100,000 years have passed since the Tao era. This day, boom, Yi Tian's dragon scale legendary body has finally advanced to the Shaocheng realm, his body has become stronger, and his aura has become even more terrifying. The middle stage cultivation base of the legendary Tao realm, the legendary body of the dragon scale is small, and I have also comprehended the second sequence of the Supreme Tao rules. With my strength, it is enough to instantly kill the ordinary legendary Tao realm, and it is enough to match the top legendary Tao realm, and it is still the top legendary realm on the path from the strongest to the Tao. If you take the ordinary path, even if your cultivation base reaches the peak of the legendary to the Taoist realm, and the top legendary body is complete, you will not be my opponent. Yi Tian murmured. With his current strength, as long as he doesn't meet the veteran level or Supreme Tao Void Demon side demon venerable level powerhouses, as well as a few evildoers who are legendary Supreme Tao Realm or Supreme Tao Void Demons, he will not be in any danger. The years passed. The original underworld dragon liquid that Yi Tian obtained is gradually exhausted, but his cultivation still has not reached the legendary to the late stage of Taoism. And the original dust gold he obtained was gradually exhausted, leaving only one piece. This piece is high-quality original dust gold, which is of high value. If it is given to a top legend of the Supreme Tao realm, it should be able to let the other party understand the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules. However, Yi Tian has no plans to trade yet, he will leave it to his son Yi Xingchen. After all, such good things are really easy to obtain. That is, he can only be found in the primordial void. This day, primordial dust gold was completely exhausted. The second sequence of Supreme Tao rules is 78% of the state, and there is no progress in a short time. Yi Tian murmured, but such a promotion, he is already very satisfied. The years that followed, Yi Tian contacted a few elders, and traded the ancient dragon scale stone with them with the primitive world flower he found. These elders are very rich, and there are naturally many ancient dragon scale stones. Gradually, Yi Tian obtained a large amount of ancient dragon scale stones, and other materials are also assembled. Subsequently, he used these materials to upgrade his legendary dragon scale body. The legendary body of the dragon scale, which originally reached the realm of Shaocheng, gradually improved towards the realm of Dacheng. After a long time, the legend of dragon scales is complete. The strength has skyrocketed. Yi Tian was very excited. However, he had traded all of his primordial world flowers except for the remaining ones, and it would be meaningless to trade these few more. After all, it is too difficult for the dragon scale legendary body to go from the Dacheng realm to the consummation realm, and 10 times more primitive realm flowers may not be enough. Therefore, he did not continue to trade. Supreme Void. This day, a group of elders talked about the legendary ancient ruins, and Yi Tian also joined the discussion. Everyone, the legendary ancient market is about to open, are you going? Ancient Emperor Longyan asked. Legendary ancient ruins, I won't go in. Last time I almost fell, but I was unlucky. I only got an ordinary legendary blood. I have to give it a try. One of my descendants still needs a piece of top-level legendary blood. He has no hope of getting it. I have to fight for it. Once I find it, I will come out immediately. Moreover, my life-saving weapon Duan it's not bad, unless you are very unlucky, you won't fall. You guys go, I'm not going, the legendary ancient ruins has nothing good except legendary creatures, and I don't need legendary blood. Yi Tian listened to their opponents, and also knew the situation of the legendary ancient ruins. The legendary ancient market is similar to the legendary world, where some legendary creatures were born. However, it is said that there is no limit to the cultivation level of the ancient ruins, anyone from the legendary to the Tao realm can enter, and only the existence of the elder level cannot enter. It is very difficult to collect the blood of legends in the world of legends, and it is difficult to collect a piece after a long time, but it is easy to collect blood in the ancient ruins of legends. Like many legendary blood used to break through to the Tao realm, it does not actually come from the legendary realm but from the legendary ancient ruins. Certainly, it takes a long time for the legendary ancient market to open once, and the number of legendary creatures is not large, and the competition is fierce, so the legendary blood is simply not enough. It is said that there are Xian legendary creatures in the ancient Wang Chenjiao market. Yi Tian asked. Yes, ancient Emperor Longyan nodded. Last time, it was said that there were 5 extremely powerful legendary creatures in the ancient ruins, but 3 were snatched by the Supreme Tao Void Demon side, and only 2 were snatched by our side. Quote. With Xian legendary creatures, Yi Tian is very interested. He also wants to kill some Xian legendary creatures, even if he doesn't need them in the future, he can still sell them. However, ancient Emperor Longyan said, Yi Tian, the legendary creatures in the legendary ancient ruins are different from the legendary creatures in the legendary world. The legendary creatures in the legendary world are restricted by the legendary world. Their cultivation is difficult to improve and their strength is fixed at a certain level, but the legendary creatures in the legendary ancient ruins can be cultivated and improved, and their strength is very strong, which is not comparable to the legendary creatures in the legendary world. Therefore, it is not very easy to kill the legendary creatures in the legendary ancient ruins, but it is definitely better than the legendary creatures in the legendary ancient ruins. It is easy to kill legendary creatures in the world. Chapter 2897 Innate Original Treasure. Difficult to kill. Yi Tian is not worried about this. His current strength is not comparable to that of the past. He can kill the strongest legendary creatures when he reached the 9th level. Now, even if the strongest legendary creatures become stronger, he is also sure kill. However, he is definitely not the only one who is staring at the most powerful legendary creatures. Many legendary Supreme Tao realms and legendary Supreme Tao virtual demons must also be staring at them. Among them, there must be someone who surpasses Yi Tian. Therefore, it is not easy for him to snatch the blood of Xian legend. But at least give it a try. This day, legend has it that the ancient market has officially opened. All the legends to the Tao realm went to the legendary ancient ruins. Legendary ancient ruins. Come in. After Yi Tian came in, he immediately condensed his real body to copy his body, and then went to look for the legendary creature. At this time, many demon lords of the level of Void Demon of the legendary Supreme Tao also came to the legendary ancient ruins. It can be said that the legendary Supreme Tao realm or legendary Supreme Tao Void Demons who dare to enter here are not weak. Even if they are weak, there are enough life-saving things. Not long after, Yi Tian encountered another legendary Void Demon. Legend has it that it reaches the late stage of Tao Void Demon. This is the cultivation base of the other party. The other party saw Yi 373 days, and ran away without saying a word. Obviously, he recognized Yi Tian. However, the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules turned into a prison to seal off this area, and then instantly tied up the Demon Lord. The life-saving objects on the opponent's body are continuously activated, trying to resist the strangulation of the second sequence of Supreme Rules. Die. Yi Tian rushed over, cast the second sequence of supernatural powers according to the rules of the Tao, holding the legendary weapon of the Tao, the spear, and pierced through it with one blow. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. None of the life-saving objects on the other party could withstand Yi Tian's attack, and were directly pierced through. In an instant, the body of this legendary Taoist demon was annihilated. This is a demon lord, who was killed just like that. Subsequently, Yi Tian left here and continued to search for legendary creatures. The legendary creatures here are not as easy to find as in the legendary world. Yi Tian murmured, it is said that somewhere in the ancient ruins, the heavenly star demon lord came to a special area. He carefully looked around and made sure that there were no other legends to the Tao realm nearby, so he went in directly. After a while, he came to a special star fragment. It's here, it hasn't changed. He looked at a special void node in front of him and murmured. This void node is very special. When he entered the legendary ancient world last time, he found it, but he couldn't get in. He has some guesses about this void node, and it is very likely that this place is the birthplace of Shantian Yuanbao. He was extremely excited when he thought of Shantian Yuanbao. Even veterans do not necessarily possess innate treasures. The innate original treasure is enough to make him invincible in the legendary Tao realm, surpassing all demon lords, becoming the strongest demon lord, and even hopefully becoming a demon lord level powerhouse. He also didn't want to be called around by the demon lords, and he also wanted to become a demon lord surpassing the demon lord. It's a pity that he knows his ability, and the possibility of becoming a demon king is too low, but the Shantian Yuanbao allows him to overcome everything, allowing him to have this possibility. Each piece of innate treasure has a different function, but all of them can increase my strength, but I hope this piece of innate treasure can make my strength skyrocket in a short period of time and improve quickly. The Sky Star Demon Lord secretly said. Immediately, he took out a special ball-shaped item, which was a Xuanyuan boundary bead that he bought from a demon venerable at a great price. He could break formations, restrictions, void barriers, and so on. He was going to use this Xuanyuan boundary bead to break through this void node. Let's start. The Heavenly Star Demon Lord activated the Xuanyuan boundary bead, and then pressed it on the void node. Boom! The Xuanyuan Jiaju exploded with energy, causing this piece of void to begin to collapse. Gradually, a AHDD, small void passage emerged. You can go in. He immediately shuttled in. In a special void, the Sky Star Demon Lord stared at a strange statue in front of him. Sure enough, it's an innate treasure. The Sky Demon Lord was excited. He directly put away this innate original treasure and waited until Shang went to study it slowly. It is not so easy to research any one of the innate original treasures. So, this kind of thing can't be rushed. Wow, he quickly shuttled out and was ready to go. The mere legendary blood, even the most powerful legendary blood, is far inferior to this innate original treasure. Therefore, he didn't care about the legendary blood at all. The Sky Star Demon Lord is about to rush out quickly. But just as he was about to leave, a figure appeared in his perception and killed him at an extremely fast speed. Damn it, why are you so unlucky? You are about to go out, and you actually encountered the legendary Dao realm of the Congenital Origin Alliance. He didn't intend to ignore the other party and jumped directly. But the opponent's speed was too fast, and it was difficult for him to escape. In an instant, the distance between the two sides narrowed. And the Sky Star Demon Lord also recognized him. Yi Tian. He once assassinated Yi Tian, so he naturally recognized Yi Min. However, that assassination was caught by Su Ho, and Su Ho almost killed him instantly. Yi Tian, get out. Su Ho didn't want to fight Yi Tian, he snorted coldly. It turned out to be the Sky Star Demon Lord. Yi Tian was deeply impressed by the Sky Star Demon Lord who invaded Winter Night Fortress and wanted to kill him. Therefore, after he sensed the Sky Star Demon Lord, he came to kill him without saying a word. ZT. Yi Tian fully urged the Dragon Scale legendary body. The legend of the Dragon Scales in the Dacheng realm plus the second sequence of Taoist rules made Yi Tian's aura extremely terrifying. The Sky Demon Lord was frightened. The second sequence of Supreme Tao rules, and it's not yet a preliminary understanding. When did this guy's strength reach this level? The Heavenly Star Demon Lord urged the life-saving thing to escape, but after Yi Tian cast the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules, the speed was too fast. Boom! The second sequence of Supreme Tao rules seals the void, and suppresses and kills the Heavenly Star Demon Lord. See here, the Heavenly Star Demon Lord could only desperately resist, and even asked for help. But it is not known whether there is a Devil Lord to rescue him. Puff! Legend has it that the Zidao spear attacked instantly, and the second series of Zidao rules turned into a point, and a terrifying attack broke out. Just one hit, click, the body defense of the Sky Demon Lord was pierced, and his body was also pierced. The power of this attack was no less than that of Su Ho's attack back then, and it directly severely injured the Sky Star Demon Lord. Except for the most evil demon lords of the Mogu lineage, none of the other demon lords are Yi Tian's opponents. Chapter 2898 The Strange Red Flame Three-Headed Dragon. Boom boom boom, Yi Tian shot again and again, making the Sky Star Demon Lord despair. Although Yi Tian's real strength is not as good as Su Ho who has not broken through before, but Su Ho's casual strike is only at this level. If Yi Tian's cultivation level breaks through again, he will be no less than the real Soho. How long has Yi Tian been practicing, and he has reached this level? The Heavenly Star Demon Lord is extremely desperate, he has just obtained the Shantian Yuan treasure. Yi Tian, I am willing to give you all my treasures, and I just ask you to spare my life. The Sky Demon Lord begged for mercy. However useless. Boom, another blow came and completely killed the Sky Star Lord. Yi Tian took away the items from the Heavenly Star Devil Lord, and left here. Hey, what is this? Yi Tian saw a strange statue among the items on the Sky Star Demon Lord, and the aura on it made him extremely frightened. Absolutely good stuff, Yi Tian secretly thought. However, this place is undoubtedly not suitable for research, so he put it away and studied it slowly after going out. Next, Yi Tian is still looking for legendary creatures in the legendary ancient ruins. Finally on this day, a legendary creature with only ordinary legendary blood was discovered. However, the strength of this legendary creature is very strong. Its cultivation is comparable to that of the legend to the peak of Tao realm, and its combat power is naturally not bad. However, Yi Tian's strength was even stronger, and he killed the opponent directly with one move. However, a piece of legendary blood is nothing to Yi Tian, he has a pile of such legendary blood in his hand. Only the top legendary blood and the strongest legendary blood will be attractive to him. It is said that somewhere in the ancient ruins, on the side of Dao Zumo, the lone goose demon lord is looking for legendary creatures. Suddenly, he was attracted by a fragment. There is a lair in this piece of debris, and the aura of legendary creatures can be heard from inside the lair. Finally found a legendary creature. Demon Lord Lone Goose was excited. If you can find the top legendary creatures, you can get the blood of top legends, so as to strengthen your foundation for your own lineage. Moreover, there is more than one top-level bloodline in my lineage from the 9th layer to the Tao realm, and they all need top-level legendary blood. Wow, he entered this lair and saw a legendary creature crouching there. This legendary creature is a dragon-like legendary creature, covered with hard dragon scales, with 3 dragon heads, and its claws are extremely sharp, exuding a terrifying aura. Moreover, this legendary creature is covered with red stripes all over its body. These stripes run through the dragon scales and all over its body. Even the 3 heads are covered with red stripes. This is a legendary creature with the blood of the most powerful legend, the red flame 3-headed dragon. He originally wanted to meet a legendary creature with the top legendary blood, but unexpectedly, he met a legendary creature with the most powerful legendary blood. Surprise! Boom! Demon Lord Gaian immediately attacked the red flame 3-headed dragon, wanting to kill it. However, boom! The red flame 3-headed dragon woke up, and the scales on its body moved with all its strength, forcibly blocking the attack of the Lonely Geese Demon Master. When the legendary weapon of Demon Lord Ji Yuyan hit the red flame 3-headed dragon, but it failed to break through its defense. The legendary body of the perfect realm. Demon Lord Lone Goose was shocked. This red flame 3-headed dragon was able to cultivate the legendary body to the perfect state in the legendary ancient ruins. How did it do it? It stands to reason that without enough resources, it is impossible to do it at all. Even if you practice hard for endless years, you can't do it without being discovered. This is not normal. Even if the red flame 3-headed dragon is a legendary creature, it is naturally suitable for cultivating a legendary body, which is much easier than our supreme Tao Void demon, but there must be a lack of resources here. Demon Lord Ji Yuyan was very puzzled. But at this moment, it's not the time for him to be dazed, but to fight desperately to kill the red flame 3-headed dragon. Boom! The Demon Lord Ji Yuyan continued to attack, bombarding the 3-headed dragon Jayan. In order to kill Kai Yan's 3-headed dragon, he even used all kinds of hole cards and all kinds of means. Die to me! Demon Lord Ji Yuyan used a killer move, and cut it on the neck of the red flame 3-headed dragon. Click! The scales on the neck of the red flame 3-headed dragon were shattered. Just when the Demon Lord Ji Yuyan was overjoyed, the scales on the neck of the red flame 3-headed dragon healed instantly. 0. Seeking flowers. What's the situation? Demon Lord Gaian was a little stunned. When did the red flame 3-headed dragon have such a terrifying recovery speed? He has never heard of it. The red flame 3-headed dragon is so terrifying and recovers from its injuries, how can it be fought? Soon, the Demon Lord Gaian started to get hurt, and he couldn't beat the red flame 3-headed dragon. He didn't want to call other demon masters, after all, he only had the blood of Xeon legend. It doesn't matter, let the other demon masters come over and discuss with each other. Even if I can't get the most powerful legendary blood, I have to give me a top-level legendary blood. Gaian Demon Lord secretly said. Then, he sent a message to the other 3 demon lords, the 3 demon lords he thought he had the best relationship with. After agreeing on the conditions in advance, he informed them of their specific locations. Wait, it won't be long before the 3 demon lords are coming, and the 4 demon lords surround and kill one of them. Are you afraid they won't be able to kill it? Demon Lord Lone Goose thought to himself. After a while, the 3 demon masters came. Sure enough, it's the 3-headed dragon of Qian. Ha ha ha, kill it first. If anyone wants the blood of Xeon legend, he must give enough benefits to the other 3. Demon Lord Gaian said. It is good, the other 3 demon masters responded. Immediately, the 4 demon lords besieged the 3-headed dragon Jayan. Boom! More intense fighting broke out. The recovery ability of the red flame 3-headed dragon undoubtedly shocked the 4 demon masters, but after fighting for a long time, the scarlet flame 3-headed dragon consumed a lot, and gradually weakened its fighting power. Seemingly realizing that he was in a weak position, the Qian 3-headed dragon was ready to escape. Wow! It fled quickly, and the 4 demon masters frantically chased and killed each other, trying to trap each other, but the speed of the red flame 3-headed dragon was also faster. Just like that, the Qian 3-headed dragon escaped all the way. Along the way, there was also a legendary Tao realm from the Congenital Origin Alliance who sensed the red flame 3-headed dragon, but they couldn't kill it either. Gradually, the Qian 3-headed dragon was hunted down by the legendary Tao realm attacks along the way, and his injuries became more and more serious, but there will be no problems for a while. But this day, the red flame 3-headed dragon encountered a top demon Lord Qi. Chapter 2899 2 and 8 Treasures, Full of Luck. The top demon lord, Moyue demon lord. She also discovered the Qian 3-headed dragon, and thought that she could kill the Qian 3-headed dragon with one move. But when her arm turned into a tough sharp blade, she attacked the body of the red flame 3-headed dragon with one blow, smashing its scales, but found that it could only shatter the surface of its body. The body of the most powerful legend is complete. Although it only has the 3rd sequence of supreme rules on its body, and its realm is not high, its defense power is really strong. She wanted to continue attacking, but Kai Yan's 3-headed dragon was still recovering from its injuries. You must know that the red flame three-headed dragon itself has serious injuries at this time, but it has been injured all the time, it is difficult to recover completely, and its strength is failing. But, Demon Lord Moyue was also shocked by the recovery speed of the red flame three-headed dragon. Hard to kill, she kept attacking, and the Qian three-headed dragon also desperately escaped from, May 20th. Suddenly, a top legend to Dao realm violently attacked the Black Moon Demon Lord. Caught off guard, Moon Demon Lord was injured, but the injury was not serious. Mo Lin, you are courting death. The Demon Lord Moyue was furious and killed Mo Lin. And Qian three-headed dragon took the opportunity to escape. Yi Tian traveled through the legendary ancient ruins, looking for legendary creatures. Suddenly, his duplication talent sensed a powerful legendary creature, the three-headed dragon of red flame. Immediately, he passed by. Soon, he stopped the red flame three-headed dragon. However, as soon as he fought against each other, he discovered something was wrong. The red flame three-headed dragon actually raised the legendary body of Xion to a perfect state, and its recovery ability is not right, but even so, it was still seriously injured, which shows how fierce the battle was. It must have been severely damaged by other legendary Dao realm or legendary supreme Dao void demons. I must kill it as soon as possible. Yi Tian burned the source to fight, and other nearby cloned bodies also came over. Boom! Yi Tian's strength already surpassed the three-headed red flame dragon. After he fought desperately, the three-headed red flame dragon's injury became more and more serious. Soon, Yi Tian's other cloned bodies came and directly surrounded and killed the red flame three-headed dragon. Die! After a series of attacks, the red flame three-headed dragon was finally killed by Yi Tian. Immediately, he took away the body of Kai Yan's three-headed dragon and fled away. When other legendary Dao realm and legendary supreme Dao void demons came here, it was already a step too late. Another period of time has passed. Yi Tian killed 2 more legendary creatures with top legendary blood, and 6 legendary creatures with ordinary legendary blood. At this time, it is difficult to find legendary creatures. What's more, he also received a summons that the legendary Dao realm has killed other Xion legendary creatures and obtained the Xion legendary blood. Staying in the legendary ancient ruins is meaningless, come out. Yi Tian left the legendary ancient ruins. Winter Night Stronghold. Yi Tian is back. He started to extract the legendary blood. First he extracted the ordinary legendary blood. With his state of the second sequence of Supreme Dao rules, it is very easy to extract the legendary blood. One after another, the legendary blood was extracted, and then he began to extract the most powerful legendary blood in the body of the red flame three-headed dragon. But when his second sequence of Supreme Dao rules infiltrated into the body of the red flame three-headed dragon, and extracted the Xion legendary blood, he found a treasure. A blood-red metal was taken out from the void in the heart of the red flame three-headed dragon. This breath, Yi Tian found that the breath of this piece of metal is similar to that weird statue. So, he took out the weird statue and compared it. The auras belonged to the same type, but they were not the same. Could it be that the recovery ability of the red flame three-headed dragon has something to do with it? Yi Tian guessed. He first extracted the blood of Xion legend, put it away, and then studied the blood-colored metal in weird statues. He thinks it's not easy. But he couldn't recognize what these 2 treasures were. Of course, it is possible that he has less knowledge. I am now an elder of the Shantian Origin Alliance, and I can check a lot of knowledge. Go to the Inheritance Book Hall of the Shantian Origin Alliance to check, there may be records in this regard. Yi Tian came to the Supreme Void, where the Palace of Inheritance Books is. In the following years, he will continue to search for various information here, such as treasures at the level of the legendary Dao realm, or a collection of higher-level treasures, etc. Time flies. This day, Yi Tian finally found relevant records in a book of inherited knowledge. Innate treasure. From this inherited knowledge, we know that the Shantian Yuanbao is a treasure that even the veterans are extremely eager for. There are legends that the Taoist got the Shantian Yuanbao and then directly became a Yuanlao, and it was not announced until a long time later. It can be said that obtaining an innate original treasure is almost equivalent to a complete rise. Each type of Shantian Yuanbao is different and has different functions, but there is no doubt that even the hottest Shantian Yuanbao can greatly improve the strength. Shantian original treasure. I didn't expect that the elders would snatch the Shantian original treasure, I got 2 at once. Yi Tian was extremely shocked. For a long time, except for obtaining the copying talent, he felt that his luck was not very good. He often got killed after copying the talent, and many opportunities were accumulated by fate. As a result, this time I went to the legendary ancient ruins and directly obtained 2 innate treasures without sacrificing a single life. It's just so lucky. Subsequently, he began to study these 2 innate original treasures. Shantian original treasures are different, so there is no experience for research, and you have to try again and again to know the role of Shantian original treasures. Some Shantian original treasures seem inconspicuous, but some veterans have researched for countless years, but they have developed new tricks, which will greatly increase the value of Shantian original treasures. So, there is no Shantian original treasure of spicy chicken, it depends on whether you can develop the value of Shantian original treasure. Yi Tian first focused on the blood-colored metal, the 3-headed red dragon devoured it, and he tried to devour this piece of blood-colored metal as well. Subsequently, Yi Tian swallowed the blood-colored metal into his body and tried to refine it to study the blood-colored metal. After a period of time, he found that he had initially refined this piece of blood-colored metal, which was equivalent to recognizing the master. Afterwards, he continued to research and initially researched the first energy of the blood-colored metal, which is to recover from injuries. Qian 3-headed dragon has developed this ability, and he has a comparison, so it is easy to research it. Not long after, Yi Tian also discovered that the blood-colored metal actually has an effect on upgrading the Xeon legendary body. Chapter 2900 The Second Xeon Legendary Body. Yi Tian swallowed various resources into his body, and then activated the blood-colored metal to refine them. Immediately afterwards, a special energy poured into his body, tempering his legendary dragon scale body. The dragon scale legendary body, which originally needed ancient dragon scale stones and many precious materials to upgrade, is now being upgraded. Although the rate of improvement is not fast, at least it has been improving. I understand why the red flame 3-headed dragon was able to raise the Xeon legendary body to the perfection realm. With the resources of the legendary ancient ruins, it should be impossible to raise the Xeon legendary body to the perfection stage, but it did it. It should be relying on this innate treasure. Yi Tian murmured. It's a bit strange. There are 2 innate original treasures, maybe more than 2. It is possible that the ancient ruins also have innate original treasures, or it may be obtained by other legends in the Tao realm. But no matter what the situation is, the legendary ancient ruins are not simple, and special changes may have taken place. Yi Tian secretly thought. But those veterans probably wouldn't be able to know the changes in the legendary ancient ruins, so many legendary Taoists wandered around the legendary ancient ruins, and they couldn't notice it, nor could he. Moreover, it is said that the ancient market has been closed not long ago. Forget it, wait until the next time you open it, and then enter the legendary ancient ruins to have a look. Yi Tian secretly thought. In the days that followed, Yi Tian continued to study the blood-colored metal, and gradually came up with something. For example, the energy that activates the blood-colored metal can quickly recover and increase speed, strength, and defense, but the increase is not large. The biggest function of the blood-colored metal is to assist in the cultivation of the legendary body. It can be regarded as an auxiliary innate treasure, but even if it is an auxiliary innate treasure, it can still make his strength skyrocket. With this blood-colored metal, I should be able to cultivate the legendary dragon scale body to a perfect state, and I don't need to work so hard to collect ancient dragon scale stones. Yi Tian thought to himself. In his eyes, the blood-colored metal is like a priceless treasure, its value is hard to estimate. It needs a name, let's call it legendary blood treasure. With the innate original treasure of legendary blood treasure, Yi Tian is in a good mood. As long as he cultivates with peace of mind, his strength will be terribly improved. Next, he began to focus on the weird statue. Legend has it that blood treasure can also learn from the 3 dragon heads of Qian for research, but this weird statue has no inspiration at all, and it is even more difficult to study. However, Yi Tian is not afraid of hurting his body by researching this thing. At worst, he can just change to a duplicate body. Long years passed. Yi Tian gradually tried to research time and time again, and finally figured out the use of this statue's innate original treasure. If he can fuse with this statue, his strength will be terribly improved, and in the state of fusion, he can actually comprehend the second sequence of supreme rules. Although the comprehension speed is not fast, but without the second sequence of supreme rules, you can slowly improve. If one obtains a second-order supreme Tao rule item and then integrates it with the statue for comprehension, the effect will definitely be better. Even if there is no way to obtain more second sequence supreme Tao rules in the future, I can rely on this statue alone to comprehend the second sequence supreme Tao rules to a 100% perfect state. Yi Tian thought to himself. It can be said that with these 2 innate treasures, the future is limitless. Over the years, Yi Tian silently comprehended and practiced. The second sequence of Supreme Tao rules is improving at a slow speed, and the dragon scale legendary body is also improving. And from the beginning to the end, the news that he obtained the Shantian original treasure was not leaked, otherwise, he even doubted that the veterans in the Shantian Origin Alliance would attack him for the 2 Shantian original treasures. After all, if the elder obtains these 2 innate original treasures, his strength will skyrocket. What is it to kill a legend who reaches the Tao realm? Therefore, he must be careful not to reveal the innate treasure. Fortunately, as long as you don't reveal the aura of the original innate treasure, it will be difficult to be discovered. Time flies. Unknowingly, hundreds of thousands of years have passed since the Tao era. This day, Yi Tian's dragon scale legendary body broke through and reached the realm of perfection. His strength has also skyrocketed, and now he is even stronger than Saho before he broke through. Now, even if his cultivation base is still a little worse, if his cultivation base reaches the peak of the legendary Taoist realm, he can go to the veteran level. There is no rush to improve your cultivation, you have to take your time. As for the second sequence of Supreme Tao rules, it is also steadily improving. Yi Tian thought to himself. However, what he wants to do now is another thing, that is, whether to cultivate another Xeon legendary body. In the past, he believed that a legend to the Tao realm could only cultivate one legendary body. Later, he saw related records in the Inheritance Book Hall of the Innate Origin Alliance, that is, there are several common legendary bodies cultivated by the legend to the Tao realm. After superimposing, the surprise is no less than that of the top legendary body. However, no one has ever practiced multiple Xeon legendary bodies at the same time. After all, to cultivate a Xeon legendary body, one must prepare a Xeon legendary blood, and also prepare a large amount of precious resources. Which force can afford such a price? Therefore, even Su Ho would not practice the second Xeon legendary body, otherwise it would be a waste of resources. Moreover, unless the second Xeon legendary body is also cultivated to the perfect state, it can increase a lot of strength. If you want to greatly increase your strength, you need at least 3 or more legendary bodies up to 107, and all of them have to be upgraded to the realm of perfection. Overall, the price is too high and not worth it. With such resources and skills, wouldn't it be good to become a veteran directly? But for Yi Tian, it seems that he can cultivate the second strongest legendary body. He does not lack the Xeon legendary body, and he also has the legendary blood treasure, which can be upgraded to the Xeon legendary body without the use of corresponding resources. With such an innate original treasure, if he does not make good use of it, then isn't it a waste? Then cultivate the second Xeon legendary body. Yi Tian decided. Immediately, he took out a Xeon legendary body. This is the Xeon legendary blood of the Qian three-headed dragon, and he uses this Xeon legendary blood. Grunt. Yi Tian swallowed it in one gulp, and then refined this legendary blood. After a while, boom, a copy of the inheritance of the most powerful legendary body was obtained by Yi Tian. Legend of the Red Dragon. This is the name of this Xeon legendary body. According to the introduction of this Xeon legendary body, he needs to collect a lot of precious materials, one of which is a rare material called Chelong blood marrow. Without it, there is no way to practice the Chelong legendary body. But now, he doesn't need to collect Chelong and just follow suit.